Hello and welcome to a Shadowfell Symphony. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I am Liz and I will be your DM tonight. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. For those of you who are new to D&D, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, their deepest desires, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling a 20-sided die. Yet again, I have forgotten to pick up. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So they'll be mostly rolling those 20-sided dice to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. The higher the roll, the more likely the outcome will be in the roller's favor. 20 is good, 1 is bad. But I like ones. Ones are fun. But whilst they play their characters, everything else is played by me. So, you know, shouty cultists, strapping guards in black leather, and old ladies. You heard me. Between
strapping
me,
ladies in black leather?
Are they strapped
they're
in old
exploring the
ladies?
city today, so maybe.
Strapping old women in black leather? Can we not combine all of it into one NPC?
It is now canon. Put it on the wiki. Where was I? Between me describing the world and the strapping ladies in black leather, and the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things interesting, we will tell our tale. My name's Liz. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. And I'm just going to ask the players the same thing. Tell us your name, your pronouns, your character, their name, their pronouns, and if they have any deep desires for the next couple of hours. Do they have a plan? I think
not that I can legally talk about.
Hey, we are an
Characters,
18 plus
Sam.
stream. You can do whatever you want. Within reason.
I think to start off with today, I'm going to ask Ali. Can you tell us who you are, what your pronouns are, your character, their pronouns, and what they are thinking about currently?
I'm Ali. I'm gonna play Teseli. We both use he, him pronouns. I think Teseli is really keen into exploring this town, especially the mushrooms, and maybe make acquaintance or even friends with the hag.
Good to know. Okay, thanks, Ali. It's cool that Sally likes hags and mushrooms. It's like a theme with Roll Together. Anyway, moving on.
It's Emma's fault. Everyone blame Emma. Hags.
I hope that what was audible.
Yes. I think we should move over to Chris.
Hello.
Chris, tell us things.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm playing Hunk, and both of us use they, them pronouns. Okay, I'm going to split this into two. Hunk doesn't have like major like desires, things that they want to do for the next couple of hours, because in their mind this is very much a opportunity for everyone to go and explore, and that's really cool, but they barely understand that they're somewhere new, but they spent so much time in new places, they're not that like, oh, a new place I must explore. So they're going to want to make sure everyone else can see the things they want to see, because that's kind of more important to them. Chris, on the other hand, is excited as all hell that we're in Gloomwrough, because it's such a cool location. So I want to see all the things, and I'm probably going to sit there backseat watching with the rest of the audience today, just popcorning the whole way through.
Thank you, Chris. But hopefully we'll get to see it today. I'm very excited too. And Rebecca, over to you.
That's me.
It is.
Hi. I know my name.
You do.
I am Rebecca. I am playing Harmony. We both use she, her pronouns. Harmony would really like just to keep everyone safe, because she sort of feels that's turned out into her job, and she's normally quite good at it, but there are naked statues and glowing red and blue pills, and everything's a little bit freaky. So she'd like to make sure she can keep people safe. And also she'd quite like to find out who the bad guys are so she can smite them and go home. But right now she's not quite clear.
Why are naked statues dangerous? Asking for a friend.
You make an excellent point. She's loving naked statues.
I think I speak for all of us when I say we are all loving the naked statues.
Mm-hmm.
Sam. Speaking of naked statues, Sam.
Speaking of, hello, I'm Sam. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Veggiepeggio, who also uses he, him pronouns. I was halfway to a joke there, and then my brain forgot, and I said half of his real name. So let's move on. What does Veggie want today? Veggie wants to go down to the market and make some friends. Specifically, yes,
Veggie.
I was going to commit to the bit, even though I hadn't quite established what the bit was. So,
You do you, my love. You continue.
Thank you.
Yes.
Veggie wants to make friends with the small green rat, is what Veggie wants. Because Veggie is looking for a traveling funk companion.
Is it because Reggie's a vegetable? Is it because Reggie should be under the ground?
Reggie should be under the ground, but it was more just a joke about pesto that I kind of forgot to say.
I assumed it was because Reggie is good for you, but tastes awful.
I just thought that you meant to say Reggie and said it wrong, but I mean, I'm good either way.
Thank you for being so accommodating. Anyway.
He wouldn't taste of much. He's a skeleton.
Have you licked a skeleton?
Yes.
Okay, moving swiftly on.
Haven't you?
Not a human one, but
Oh, okay.
almost.
I've licked a bone. Sorry.
Bone marrow is delicious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There it is.
Salty.
Yes, John, over to you.
Hi. Bone marrow is delicious.
Yes.
Hi, I'm John.
Hi, John.
I am playing Heimlich, and we both use he, him pronouns. What is Heimlich looking forward to? I think Heimlich's heading into researching mode. There's a lot of stuff he wants to know about. We've had a lot of stuff thrown at us as we've been bumbling through the Shadowfell to the glorious destination of Gloomwrough. So yeah, I want to find some stuff out through detect sleuthy or magical means. The thing I want to know about the most is Tasselli's Lost Weekend.
Last Friday night, you mean?
This stream will run for about 3 hours, and there will be a 5 to 10 minute break somewhere in the middle. My brain is still on bone marrow. We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. With Hero Forge, you can make custom minis right in your web browser. Every sort of accessory, creature type, and costume is available to choose from, and they keep expanding their list of items, so keep checking it out at heroforge.com. There are so many cool new things. Sean showed us some really cool stuff that you can do with like creatures, putting two things on the same base. Super cool. So go and check it out at heroforge.com.
It is insulting to me that Sean's best mini that he's ever made is for a home game, because we can't share it, and it is incredible. But it's an astral monk where there's we can't. It's an astral monk, and it's two figures, and the astral creature is sort of leaning over them. It looks incredible.
Wow,
so good.
And he's been able to like make it quite transparent as well. Very cool.
It's incredible, and if the internet screams for it, I'll try and convince Sean to show it. You heard it,
Twitch
audience.
chat, if you wish for it to be shown, do shout out. We are also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They do loads of stuff from character folios to dice bags. They make all sorts of gaming collectibles, as well as other gaming accessories, such as we're all reaching for things. It's very exciting.
I felt left out.
Sorry.
What did Sam bring up? Dare
Coffee
I
cup.
ask? Okay.
It was a coffee cup.
Oh, it's a little wall. Cute.
Sorry, ignore me.
Thank you, Sam. If you are in Twitch chat today and also ignore Sam, just say something nice, preferably, and you'll be entered into a random draw to win a gift voucher. Ask those mods for more info.
Why not tell us why you like to ignore us?
I feel like this is cruel.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I didn't come here for friendship.
Good.
I came here to show off my whale mug. Available now at whalemug.com. Not one of our sponsors.
Hang on, I'm just Googling whalemug.com, make sure it's not filth. Hang on. Sorry, Liz, you can keep going while I'm Googling
Okay,
filth.
cool. If you're into Sam's whale mug, ask those mods for more info. Alternatively, you can ask them for more info about ultrapro.com. We are also sponsored by Elderwood Academy, who are the premium purveyors of bespoke gaming-themed gear. They make all sorts of things, dice boxes, deck box rolling trays, disguised as bespoke ancient tomes. Bring yours forward, Rebecca. I wish to see it in more clarity. Beautiful.
It's on fire.
It is on fire. It is on fire. So yeah, they make on fire dice boxes, rolling trays, disguised as we've done that bit already.
Do not set your Elderwood on fire.
Do not do that. That would be very bad.
Or do and buy a second one.
Hey. If you do that, you can get 10% off your next purchase with the code roll-together at checkout.
Suggesting that Elderwood buy one, get one on fire. Is that the promo?
We're here for that offer.
Don't do it indoors.
You do not need to set the Elderwoods on fire because they are already smoking.
Oh,
Nice.
I thought you were going to go lit. That's very impressive.
You heard it here first, folks.
They were a Jim Carrey vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to elderwoodacademy.com. If you have accidentally set your box on fire and wish to ask our mods for more info, please do.
Think about it was accidental.
Supporters. We are also supported by D&D Beyond, who are amazing, and we use them every time we play. I use it for encounters as a DM. It makes my dice rolls super quick, so especially if I'm having to roll like a bazillion D10 for this bunch of badass bards. You can see our character sheets. I say our. You can see the players' character sheets on the left-hand side in the overlay of the screen. D&D Beyond, they make the rules, like the rules side of D&D, super easy because it displays all the info for you, like conditions and stuff. So definitely worth checking out. We are also supported by Level Up Dice. There is a link in chat for our Table Shakers range. Chris, do you have? You do. Thank you. They're really big and they make a good clonk. It sounded like there's someone at the door, but no, it's a dice. We are also supported by two lovely D&D video games, which are Idle Champions and Warriors of Waterdeep. You can get these games as an app on your phone or your tablet or your PC in Idle Champions' case. I believe Sam even has Idle Champions installed on his Switch, so he will be super concentrated today, he has assured me. He's nodding. We like it.
It's an idle clicker. You can just leave it.
Where's the fun in that?
Opening it again and they've gone really far without you.
Look at that. E to the 11. You probably can't see that. That's science numbers. That's work.
Thanks, Sam. If you're in Twitch chat and wish to see Sam on his Switch more, do let us know. You can see some codes at the bottom of the screen that begin with exclamation marks, and you can type those into Twitch chat for download links or ask the mods for more help. For Idle Champions, that is a code you can enter directly into the game, or type exclamation point code into Twitch chat for an Electrum chest. Whereas for Warriors of Waterdeep, you can type in exclamation point wow gems. Rebecca, can you just tell us what that code is again?
I think it's wow gems.
Wow gems.
Wow gems.
Wow gems. Into
Wow
Twitch chat
gems.
for a link for free gems. How exciting. We're all very excited, as you can tell. We are Roll Together RPG on all socials. There will be links in chat. Do like, follow, and subscribe. Oh, a massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. You can help us make our shows from just £1 or $1, and you can unlock more tiers by joining. Our shows are also available as podcasts. Just search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcasting app. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we do miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think one has been missed. And now, I think we should roll on into that intro for this episode of A Shadowfell Symphony. See you soon. And we are back. What happened last time? I don't know. I have lots of notes in front of me, but a lot of things happened. I will read those out to you now, just so that we all know. We began on an island that I have coined Bodak Island. You found a ring there with an R emblazoned into it. There was a messed up old tower which seemed to have the name of a Mr. Crumple on. There were these creatures no longer alive. They were ex-cultists of Orcus known as Bodats, and there were a lot of them. There was a bit of an onslaught. You disposed of them quite well. There was some fun runnings away. There was some fun floating up and bobbing on the water. You disposed of most of them, but they kept on coming back. There were like hordes of them that kept emerging from the water that you were surrounded by. So you thought, you know what, we're going to go on the bridge. So you went on the bridge. I've written down here you had a chat with a door. You did. This door had lots of hands that came out of it, and I believe it was left with a shoe. Yeah! I believe someone deposited a shoe, of all things, upon this door as you went through.
As she went through.
As she went through.
Oh dear.
You ended up in the Temple District. Why were you in the Temple District, we ask? Well, because there were naked statues, and that is why you were driven to this area. You saw a cultist there who was worshipping what they coined as the Cadence. You saw the Raven Guard of the Raven Queen remove this person because you weren't really sure why, but you did see them rip up one of the Raven Queen tomes. Raven Guard, probably not too happy about that, began to move this person away. Reggie, you had a slight reveal brought on because you impersonated a guard, so that was on you. But it worked out quite well, actually, I thought. Hunk, you rolled a ridiculous check on one of the guards who promptly took you to an old woman standing near a huge naked statue, which was holding up the Raven Queen Temple.
Which is what I asked for.
Yeah, you saw the god catcher statue there as well. You'd previously seen that disappear from Waterdeep, and now had appeared here, and there's a big crack down the center of it.
It is naked.
Before that, it is naked. Before that, though, Reggie's Kitar had its little moment in the pool of blood, and Reggie acquired a new ability, the Blessing of the Raven Queen. Next up was Granny, this little old lady, had a thick woolen skirt and a hunchback, and you offered to carry her things for her. I think, Tasselli, you allowed her to ride on Swifty, who was a pony. I don't think Swifty was a unicorn at that point. I think Swifty was just a pony. She took you through to another part of the city, and you saw her house /B&B/alchemy shop. You'd noticed that the gargoyles had been following you. Granny indicated that she sent them. You found out later, was Lady Babington, who was the ruler of this place. Rumour has it that she could never be entertained, and you found out that she's holding a never-ending masquerade at Palace Babington. Nobles here never seemed to sleep at all. They'd party all the time. You were sort of considering what to do with this sort of last we were here. You also found out that she has control of a machine called the Cadence, which was initially able to take away souls of the living and plant them in the dead, but apparently she's been tinkering. Given the strange goings on in Waterdeep and also here, you get the impression it's more powerful on a planar level than a soul transference level. But it's quite random by all accounts, so perhaps it's maybe a little bit unstable at times. Granny gave you potions, or her mixtapes, as she calls them. Each provide the consumer with the benefits of a long rest, but come with some minor side effects, and that is where we stopped with your shocked faces. We also leveled up as well, so please make sure your characters are level 10. I hope that all makes sense for everybody watching and for all of my players. Cool. So we're going to pick up again in Granny's B&B. You're all standing looking shocked. I would like to see your faces be shocked right now. Yep, that is exactly what's happening as you're looking down, as she's sort of waving her hand over these potions. I think someone was identifying them as well to find out what they did. Over to you.
Well, does anyone need one of these now?
Yep.
Apart from Harmony, does anyone else need one of these now?
No.
I would say I'm fine. Could do with a quick doze though, if possible.
Oh yes, love, you can stay here as long as you like. She motions across to the leather roll of potions that's on the table, and she kind of holds it up to, I think Hunk would be the closest. And it looks like, as she unravels it, like these straps come out of the ends, and she begins to try and put it onto Hunk. Oh, I think that's the right sort of size, darling. I mean, anyone can wear this, but whoever wears it, you have to sort of sit with it for a little while for it to start working.
Okay.
And once you do that, any of you, as long as you're, within a safe distance, you can summon whatever potion you want just by thinking. And when it says just by thinking, as players, that's as a bonus action. You can think and consume the potion as a bonus action.
Is there anything that I need to do if I'm holding the... Hang on, you sent us the item. I just haven't looked at it. Hang
just to confirm, it doesn't have to be Hunk who has this on. I think Granny was just looking for the closest person she could see.
It doesn't really
so
matter,
any of you
does
could
it?
wear it.
I would say with those diamante shoes, rather delightful, Hunk.
Oh, thank you. And a layer and some shoes. That's...
Nanette, Granny, sorry. Is
Yes,
there
love.
anything... Do you require payment? Teseli here could dance for you, or we could
All
play
night.
music.
I feel like
shall
a
dance
dance
for you.
and music, yes. But, well, there was something I was hoping you might be able to help an old woman with. You all look like the most colourful things I've seen in a very long time. Have you got anything I could borrow to make myself more jazzy? And she kind of indicates her very beige and brown outfit. To Sally, and probably Hunk with your diamante shoes. I wasn't aware you had diamante shoes, I forgot.
Neither was I, but, I'm rolling with it.
She's eyeing up all of the diamantes that are everywhere at the moment.
You could have my shoes. I honestly didn't know I was wearing them until about 2 minutes ago.
Was this a fever dream?
I mean, they might be big for you, but my feet are hooves and large.
I'm gonna say, does Hunk have hooves or feet?
Hooves.
Hooves.
Teseli grabs all his rhinestones and etc. E6000, a couple of needles and thread, and he says, I can do whatever you want in terms of decoration or, lighting up your outfit. Do you have anything in mind?
I mean, really, Donna, I'd love it all, but she holds up her leg, and it takes her a little moment. She actually has to physically lift her leg up, and she puts it kind of on one of the surfaces, and you see her very sensible buckled shoe.
I could repair it for you and light it up. Would you like a little bit of high heel? Maybe 1 inch?
It's been a while since I've worn me high heels, darling, but go on then. Yeah, and she passes over her shoes to you. Do let us know what Teseli does for her shoes.
Yes. I think it's going to make... Well, Ali is going to make a homage to the Wizard of Oz. So it's going to be a pair of red slippers
Amazing.
with lots of rhinestones and glitter.
Cool. And I will
And
count.
at 1 inch high heel.
Cool. She puts them on, and she tries to walk.
Nice.
Who's that famous singer who couldn't walk in high heels very well? Anyway, I want to say Tina Turner, but I might be wrong.
Do not speak ill of
I'm not
Tina
speaking
Turner.
ill. I love Tina Turner.
I'm going to Google
I
singer
have a lot
bad
of
in high
time.
heels and see what happens.
Anyway, Granny, she eventually gets the hang of it, but you can see she has been in flats for a very long time. But she is overjoyed with the colour and with the newfound life that her original shoes have now got.
Granny, tell me, have you ever been in this eternal ball?
In the what, love?
In the never-ending ball?
The never-ending bowl. No.
Yeah,
lover.
masquerade. Sorry, masquerade.
Oh, the never-ending ball. No. Well, I fled the palace before all the balls started, They started when Babington turned up. She just had them dancing all night, all day, all night. I mean, I've never been, but I know that you have to have the full outfit to get in. Or you have to find yourself or borrow a noble from somewhere to be able to get into the palace.
And what is...
Well, I do not mean to be priggish, but if there's a start date that we know this ball commenced upon, then it is hardly never ending, is it? It is just ridiculous.
Is your friend all right, love? She turns to you, Sally.
You're right,
He seems very old. Maybe he needs to go to bed. Maybe he needs a little lie down. You can process this time in which Sally has created these shoes for Granny as a short rest if you wanted to take one.
I have a short rest thing I wanted to try and entice you all to do, which is just a spirit bard thing. I wanted just to have a jam session, but a jam spirit session.
Is that just with lots of
if we don't mind, I want to swap out a spell, which is a thing I can do.
Sorry, Ali. Yes.
So maybe we're jamming as we do this.
Yes.
Yeah, if you like. That's fine.
Biddly boo bat.
So what is the outfit?
Well, some sort of nice frock or a nice suit. I mean, I'd be fine with these, and she points to her shoes that she's got on. But, you're
nice armor count.
I mean, I suppose so, if you can make yourself look like one of the palace guard, but really you'd want to put something over the armor if you want to give the impression that you're going to a party. Yes, love.
You said we were already quite colourful. Like, are we in the right kind of ballpark, or is there more that we have to do?
She looks at your short shorts, and you see a look in her eye of, like, envy. She wants short shorts, but she's a bit too old for them.
You're never too old for short shorts. I'm just going to put that out there. It's not even in character. That is just a thing.
She does eye a little cabinet, a little wardrobe, and you do see a pair of sort of frayed denim numbers in there. But
Is the Dukes.
she looks back at you and sort of says, well, you are very colourful, but you don't look like the nobles do. I think you'd be spotted a mile away.
Right, okay.
Mostly for the right reasons, but probably for the wrong reasons if you catch me drift.
Right.
So you're saying we don't need like an invitation or anything to let into this place apart from the outfits?
Well, I mean, it sounds like a very good gig for a musician who can get it, a never-ending masquerade. Do they get new musicians while beginning out?
I don't know, love. What I do know is that the current set of musicians have been through so many bowstrings for the violins because they never stop playing.
Okay, so Harmony, you should take a potion. First things first. Then we go and find outfits. And then we get ready to go to this, it's a party, right? It's a party?
It's a masquerade ball, love, yes.
Masquerade ball.
One thing I will say is, when you get to the door, they will ask if you're a noble. And if you don't have a noble with you, you might struggle.
A noble of this realm, or just a noble general?
Depends if it's on the list or not. It depends on the name that you say.
Anyone here had nobility?
The owner of this ring be on the list?
No, he's dead, darling. And she notes the R for Prince Roland. No, he's. I wouldn't show that around if I were you.
Could I just ask one question, Granny? The nobles. Where could one obtain one?
Well, if you go to where's it called? And she gets out the map that you've all got. If you go to the Plaza District, there's a certain area there called the Emporium Courtyard. Now, they tend to all sort of migrate there when they're not at the party. They go for costume changes or new masks or that sort of thing. You could probably find one there if you were searching for one.
And we could find some clothes there too.
Oh, yes.
Wonderful.
Now, there's quite a few shops there that I can probably tell you about and waffle on for hours about, probably, but a lot of them are very expensive given the clientele. But there's one that you might want to go and find. A friend of mine, Jolene. It's called Jolene's. Open 9 to 5. You can go in. You'll love her. You'll love her.
I just say, friends, I don't think we're going to have much trouble with money. As Reggie pulls out a hefty, weighty sack of coin. But Joe, sounds like a wonderful idea, Granny.
Playing very well then, Reggie.
Something like that. I have a side hustle selling ladies' shoes.
Oh, shoes! I do like shoes.
I'm glad to hear it.
Show us your collection. Go on.
As Reggie, like a back alley watch dealer, reveals the inside of his coat. And you just see hundreds of the heels of stilettos poking out of little gaps in this coat.
Granny's eyeing them quite substantially at this point. Oh, I do love a shoe.
Anything in particular take your fancy?
She looks at the ones that have like the ostrich feathers on the straps. Those would be quite nice, darling. If they're going spare, I mean, I've got very big feet.
Well, we'll see what we can do. And Tiseli, do you think you could make adjustments to these? As Reggie pulls out these shoes, which are sized for a small but ample-footed goblin.
Oh, she notices this as you pass those. Oh, I think they'd fit on my finger, darling. But go on, Tiseli, you work your magic. I know you can do it.
They put them on their fingers and just. Yeah, I can work with this, I guess.
Well, please do.
Harmony, which of these potions do you want? They've all got weird names and they seem to do weird things.
Oh, I'm sure none of them can be that bad, really. Mistra protects me.
How many? 9. Some of them are really, really bad. Like, I mean, you are a badass. You could probably survive it, but this will fuck you up. It is intense. But enjoy. I would start at this end, and then maybe if we are in a pinch later, we can work our way down to this end. But it is.
Well,
I mean, there is one that is literally called "Shut Up and Die." That's disconcerting.
But it's a very good song.
It's been a solid few hours since I've got to hit someone, and I get a bit murdery when I can't sleep. So let's have the one that means I'll get into a really good scrap. So curse me, baby, one more time.
Okay, so all you need to do is say the name of the song.
Curse me, baby, one more time.
With intent. Obviously, you can say the name of the potions to each other. They don't disappear in your hand. And Harmony, you watch as you're looking at Hunk, and all the vials on Hunk look completely sort of bare. As it appears in your hand, Curse Me Baby One More Time reverts to its form, which I believe was quite a small but dark bottle. Do you swig as part of an action?
Yes.
As a bonus action, sorry? Cool.
Yep.
You begin to consume the potion, and immediately the music begins in your head. Now playing Curse Me Baby One More Time. Great things come in pairs. You gain the benefit of a long rest. But you feel like not your arm is any lower, but perhaps things could attack you a little bit more. On their go.
Good. It's not a fair fight otherwise. Ooh, good morning. Hi, everyone. How are we?
Who's this person?
How long does this last for?
Just got her coffee.
So 24 hours. Yeah. Or until you take another potion.
Until imbibulation of the next mixtape.
That's right, darling.
Great word.
I love a fella who can read.
Well, neither can I. I don't have eyes, but
How long does the jaunty soundtrack play in Harmony's head?
Oh, until the song's done. It is
for 24 hours.
No. The song just goes around once. But it's like those lollies. I don't know if anyone ever had those lollies where a song played if you ate them.
What?
They were a thing. Yeah, in the 90s. There was an AC/DC version.
What?
Yeah, there were these lollies in the 90s that when you ate them, a song played in your head. And I think there's some toothbrushes that did the same
A
thing.
song played in your head?
Yeah, like from the lolly.
So that's the advertisement.
Yeah.
In your mouth.
No,
I think
it
we've
was an
learned a
actual
lot
thing.
about Liz here.
Hang on, are you saying that there was a mini speaker inside the lolly?
I don't
It's
know. I
embedded
never
itself
got one.
in your head.
But you could, because your mouth is and nasal stuff is all connected along with your ears, so you could hear stuff that was. Anyway, the 90s were a time.
I now want to put a speaker in my mouth and see if I can hear it.
Are you sure it was a lolly, not just a speaker?
You know, I think it was like Chippa Chup as well. Anyway,
A list of
Harmony,
things to
you
Google today,
hear
that's what that is.
"Kiss Me Baby One More Time" by the famous Botany Spores. Play in your mind just once, and you feel much better for it.
Harmony
sort of.
has a little bit of a boogie with Hunk. Assuming Hunk is happy to boogie.
I will start boogieing along. I can't hear the music, so you'll have to lead.
Oh, she will.
Heimlich, was there anything that you wanted to do? Because you mentioned you wanted to swap a spell around.
So if we're taking a short rest, I will encourage everyone to join me, well, at least 3 of you to join me, jamming in a spirit jam session, which is my flavor of the spirit session. And we're just going to lay down some eldritch beats, and I'm going to swap out Arcane Eye for Divination, because I can get up to a 4th level necromancy or divination spell.
That's very cool.
And then I'm going to bother Granny when we've had our rest. I'm like, Granny,
Go on then, love. Yeah.
wonderful creature.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure knowing you. Do you sell any other items apart from these charming yet deadly brews?
It's been a pleasure knowing me. I'm still here. She
Unlike Heimlich, who is not long for this world. Due to age, not anything.
I don't really have anything to hand that I'd be able to sell you, but you're welcome to rummage through my drawers. You heard me. If there's something that you think you might want, since it's you, since you know you're not long for this world, are you, sweetheart? But you can take whatever you want.
Well, possibly you may be able to help me then. I'm trying to find some spell components. I've just had some fantastic visions and dreams of new musical possibilities that I want to enact. And for that, I need incense and I need ivory. Do you have either of those things in abundance?
She's going to make an investigation check. Would anybody like to help?
Help
Sure.
Granny.
Yeah,
I'll give a go.
Yes, everyone.
I have a
It is a
passive of
delight.
17.
Okay.
No, sorry. Yeah, my passive is 17 of investigation.
Cool. Cecily, you notice as she rolled with her natural 1 and begins kind of rummaging through like a bucket full of swill or something.
She reaches down into a bucket full of crap. No, it's not in here.
Can't find a numbing thing, darling. Cecily, you see there are the 2 items that Heimlich was after, just poking out of a drawer. You see some knitwear in there. There's a doily poking out of the drawer. You also notice a bottle of rum sticking out the drawer as well.
Sally sends a message to this granny, say, "My love, maybe you should look a little bit up," pointing at where the things are.
Who's that now? Who's talking to me? Hello?
It's me.
Oh, hello, darling. You're right.
And I point to the stuff.
Oh, they're over there. Now then, she speaks quite loudly to Heimlich because she is of the belief that he's at least 90. Now then, darling, what you need to do is go over to that drawer there. And she points you in the direction of the drawer with your items in. So you are now the proud owner of your components.
Great.
John, how long is your spirit jam?
So it's a length of a long rest, so it'll be an hour.
Long rest.
Short
No, sorry, short rest.
It's like
You
8
know you were
hours.
doing
Can
that.
also be a long rest if you want a really long jam. It's flexible.
That's a really cool
You
ability.
like jam.
So Tseli will try to have a conversation with Granny.
Go on then, love.
Sort of a one-on-one if possible, but
Just me and you. Do you want to go to the cupboard?
Well, I was going to say, if there's a place we can go to start looking for nobles and outfits, should we go there? And then you can catch us up, Tess?
yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, that would be okay.
We shouldn't really leave Teseli wandering around the Shadowfell on his own, should we?
I mean, if it's just a quick conversation, darling, we can have that now.
Well, I am now. Granny has supplied me with these items. I could use 10 minutes to maybe find out more about this cadence.
There you go. So you stay here with you and Tess can follow, and we'll go
You're
now.
all welcome to stay here as long as you like. Don't think you're troubling me.
No, there's some privacy. You asked for privacy, so we would give that privacy.
No. Well, Teseli asked for privacy. Yeah.
Not you.
Honestly, Granny, it's okay. Teseli can finish those shoes and have a chat with you, and we'll go and start looking for delightful outfits for all of our friends.
Cool. Go on then, love. I'm sure you'll look divine. So, as you begin to leave, those of you facing the outside, it's the same alley that was there before, nothing has changed. But what you do see in the sky is a flash of purple lightning crackling from a central part of the city. Very, very similar to what you have seen in Waterdeep. It does spark and kind of crackle, and it looks like it is kind of jittering towards you. I'm going to need everybody to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Well, we should have stayed inside.
It begins to kind of come towards the building, crashes through the window at the front.
That's
If you're
13
within
plus
10 feet of me, you have a +5.
I will say everyone's in 10 foot.
13 plus 6 plus 5 is 24.
Cool.
27.
Right.
15 plus 0 plus 15 is plus 5. Sorry, is 20. I am not Dexy. I'm too big.
Ellie, what did you get?
15.
Okay. Those of you who got above a 15, you succeed. Those of you who did not, you do not. Granny did not. You all suffer damage. Those of you who succeeded take half, but this is from, as it comes through the glass is coming towards you, the vials dotted around you begin to smash, acid kind of goes everywhere. You take, it's 9 points of damage from the piercing of the glass, and a further 14 points of damage from the various decanters that...
So half, that would be 11, no, 14 and 9 is 23, so 11.
Thank you for doing the maths for me.
Yeah.
Those of you who were facing the outside, so not Heimlich, not Teseli, you see a dreary goblin who's sort of just left the house wearing a sad dress, and you see a gothy kind of faun or satyr who's wearing a black scarf and leather trousers. They get encapsulated by this purple energy. It crackles around them, and they completely vanish in an instant. There's another crackle of this lightning, and you see that they are seemingly replaced by 4 dog-like creatures. Their hairless skin looks like solidified molten lava, and it's sort of blipping in cracks that you can see through the broken glass outside. There's a final crackle of light, all of you looking outside, but it comes from behind you. And Teseli and Heimlich, you see it is encapsulating. It's encapsulating Granny. She's clearly trying to fight it, though. You see a trickle of blood running down from her nose. She's trying to get rid of us. She must be. Be careful, loves. Thank you for bringing so much joy to this rubbish city. And don't forget, you've got to... She doesn't get a chance to finish her sentence because she disappears. She's replaced by something. Can someone roll a d6 for me? Let's find out what she's replaced by.
Would there have been any chance to cast a spell on Granny as this was happening, or is it all...
That's
you
a
could
4.
4. You could certainly try dispel, although it's unlikely to succeed.
Not dispel, a spell.
Oh, yes, there would be.
Cool. Then I will cast Otterluke's Resilient Sphere on Granny. If she fails the save, if she's willing, basically, she's encapsulated in a sphere that nothing, not even energy or other spell effects, can pass through.
Thing is, she would be encapsulated by the lightning before you got a chance to react with
Okay.
the spell.
That's
so
fine.
I don't know if that would work with the...
Totally fine. Whatever you want. It was a last-ditch attempt.
No, I know. If you'd had like some precognition of it happening, it would have worked.
Did she get the ostrich feather shoes from Tesselli first?
She's got one on her little finger. What was that number that you rolled, Sam? Was it 4?
That was a 4.
Okay, she is replaced, you're quite lucky here, by a huge grandfather clock made of solid brass. It appears as she disappears. It lands awkwardly and seems to rock slightly. You watch as the door heavily on the front of it kind of screech open. It clangs against the side of the counter, and you see 3 of those runestones that you've seen on the shelves drop out blip, 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 one by one. They fall with thuds on the ground. One of them begins to glow red. What would you like to do?
Not cast magic on it.
Pick it up and throw it out the window.
Nice. Okay, what kind of check should we do? Sleight of hand, I think, might be best. Does anybody want to help?
Harmony will help.
Okay.
Okay. It was a 1 and a 15, so 17.
17. Okay, cool. Nice. It does fly out the window, and it lands just where the 4 dogs are and explode. They are each going to take some damage, which I will just roll.
Do the dogs look like... Are the dogs clearly about to attack? Because if they're not, I would very carefully not throw it at them.
Okay. The dogs haven't seen you yet. They are kind of... Their heads are down, sniffing around, but they haven't...
Then I will assume they are friendly until such a point as they are not, so I'll try very hard not to hit the dogs, if that's okay with you, Liz.
Okay, cool. Let's just go for strength. Let's see how far you can throw it. So these things are about 10 foot away from the entrance of the shop.
It's a nat 20.
Amazing.
I was about to say, that's 20, you throw it out of the Shadowfell. So you throw it, and you just hear a really loud crack as you've broken the glass on the greenhouse.
That happens. We'll go with that. Yeah. Sure.
Somewhere,
You're facing the wrong way.
Orcus just goes, why are so many of my cultists dying in the Shadowfell? Ow!
Yeah, you find yourselves in Granny's B&B. The window completely smashed in. There are dogs outside. They're sniffing the ground. They haven't noticed you. What are you doing?
The other 2 runes. Just what colour are they?
They are on the copper base. The runes themselves are sort of a dark grey, and they have the same etchings as the ones on the snails. They kind of have little silver keys and little keyholes dotted around them, and some kind of mechanical markings.
I'd like to slyly pocket one.
Okay, who are you being sly to?
It's just not necessarily like I don't want anyone to see, but just this is a useful thing that I would like to place in my pocket.
Don't they go off when you cast magic near them?
At least that's my understanding. And is that not innately useful for us?
No, we all cast magic.
You got the impression that they went off when magic was cast on them.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, then in which case, if they're not like proximity things.
Or if they're thrown and land on something.
Friction also works. This grandfather clock, just a grandfather clock? Isn't like the growing spindly arms or anything like that? Like, take a quick look at it.
Make an investigation check.
Do any of us recognize the clock?
I would say a history check from anyone who is aware of metal-made items.
I'm just going to go over to the clock, and because I rolled so badly, and obviously I did, I'm just going to go over and poke it and go, Granny?
Oh, it doesn't answer back, Hunk. There's no response. I'm sorry.
Hunk, I'm ever so short, but sorry, but I don't think Granny's in there.
Really? I opened the clock.
Oh, you open the clock. Just as you do, you see there isn't a pendulum like normal. There's a lot of interlocking cogs. That's cogs with a G. That are spinning in a mechanical way. Tesselli, what was your check?
14.
14. You have heard of craftsmanship similar to this. It is based on the realm of Mecanus, though perhaps may not have come from there. It's hard to say.
This is a very complicated clock.
This might not come from our land or like from the material plane, probably from another plane. So there is something missing, not only material plane, Shadowfell, but Shadowfell and the other planes.
Should we maybe get moving?
Yeah,
What about these hounds?
Yes, I have an idea on that front. Are the dogs making noise?
They're not making noise, although they're beginning to wonder where all of these people are talking from. They are aware that something is in the shop.
Are they looking threatening, aggressive, or are they just puppies?
They look quite aggressive. They have very sharp teeth. Their skin is blistered and boiling with molten
Puppies!
lava.
I'd like to cast suggestion on one of them. Just a slight suggestion that if they begin to feel angry, that perhaps they should head down into town towards that bloody pool where lots of Raven guards were.
Just read me the wording for suggestion, please, if that's okay, son.
Oh, let me just double check
it has
this.
to understand language. It has to understand.
Can I cast? Let me just double check that this is going to work.
You can cast tongues, yeah.
Yes, I'm going to need to touch it and then cast suggestion on it.
Hang on. If you're going to open the door, let's go. You want me to try and calm them down? I got a bit of a mech.
I think that might be a better idea, Hunk.
Okay. Anyone else good with animals? Is it just me?
I'm not dreadful, but not great.
I have a significant amount of experience with them, but I'm not entirely sure as to whether these are animals.
Well, why don't we try it together? Why don't you and I go over and see if we can calm them down, give them a biscuit or something,
That sounds like a hecking good idea.
All right.
Just to confirm, you don't have to go out the door if you don't want to. You could go straight out the window.
No, I'll go through the door like a respectable minotaur.
Okay.
Can I roll an animal handling check on the ducks?
Sure, you'll probably have to do that before you approach. So let's go for an animal handling, because that door opens, their ears go up and they look the direction immediately.
Just as Hunk is going out the door, I'm going to touch their shoulder, and cast bark skin on them because they are heading out into a little wolf pack. So you're bark skinned.
What? My AC is 16?
Yeah, plus your shield if you carry on.
Oh, sexy.
Ooh.
And I do that with a little strum of my magic citron.
Brilliant. I usually wear studded leather. This is great.
The strum happens. Sorry, Chris, go for it.
No, it's fine. Just ooh. That's nice.
I like it. The strum happens and there's their back kind of bristles as if hair was there, but there's little plumes of lava kind of just erupting out as they hear this noise. Hunk, what did you roll?
On animal handling. I've not rolled it yet. Sam, we're doing it together, right?
Yes, I just rolled, unless you'd just like to take advantage. I rolled quite well, so it's up to you. Not that
we both roll, so let's roll independently. That's more fun. Let's roll independently, and then we can work out together what we do. Ooh, I rolled really well as well. What'd you get?
27.
Oh, I got 26.
Woo-hoo! It's dogging time. Sorry. It's time for dogs.
You heard it here first, folks. I keep saying that on this, but it's mainly Sam's fault.
I'm so sorry. The gorgeous thing is, I know Sam pretty well. That was not intentional.
I know.
That's worse.
I like to think that we bring the best out in Sam. Thoughts?
I'd like to apologise to my mother, to my grandmother.
I also
like they didn't go dogging. Okay, right, we open the door.
The door opens. Now, you both rolled pretty heckin' well. What I will say is that these technically aren't animals, but you rolled pretty heckin' well. Tell me what you do as part of your animal handling check. Why is it so damn good for both of you?
Sam, do you want to go?
Yes. Reggie removes one of his fingers and holds it out towards the dog as proverbially to give the dog a bone.
Amazing. I will kneel down and I will I get my head to a point where it is at the same level or slightly lower than theirs, so they don't feel any sense of, sorry, I have a dog, any sense of aggression or dominance. Let them come over and then find a balance point of where they show comfort and they can be petted or stroked or shown respect in the same way to create a sense of bond.
Got you. Sam, you get your bone out and...
It's one of those ones today.
Sam, you remove your finger. I
Doesn't get any better.
I don't know what to say. Sam, you do the thing, and
Yes.
two of them, I'll say, kind of inquisitively kind of pant towards you. You feel the heat as they do come closer to you. They walk the 10 foot that it would take and begin to bicker amongst themselves about who is going to have that lovely treat that you just offered up.
Give him another one.
I know you can't understand me, but I'm a big advocate for sharing and the enaction of socialist values within the dog community. And as such, second bone! And splits the finger at the knuckle to provide them with 2 little bones.
They still sort of bang each other's heads together and take the bones from you. As that's happening, Hunk, you kneel down. You put your head near theirs. These 2 kind of pad up to you. You see their eyes, they're gorgeous. It's like there's an entire universe in there, but they blink and there's this sort of fiery effect that happens as they do. You see them breathing in. You see between the cracks of their molten skin, you see the red hot flame beneath. Both of you, it is pretty hot. I will be asking you to roll con saves at some point.
That's
but
fine.
Right now, one of them sits down almost suspiciously of you, Hunk, and then rolls onto its back.
Chest scritches. Definite chest
And then the
scritches.
other one nuzzles you on the side. You will take a little touch of damage for this.
Fine. Yeah.
Just roll a d4 for me. Whatever you roll, that's the damage that you'll take due to the contact with the molten lava.
Fine. 4.
As this is all happening, you who are inside Granny's B&B, what are you doing? As Hunk and Reggie somehow are taming these hellish fiends.
Casting mending on the window.
Okay. The window piece by piece comes back together.
Just grabbing individual pieces of glass and casting mending.
1 minute. There we go.
I feel like I'm probably giving Harmony 5 gold from a lost bet. All right.
Well, I think technically I won because I said we all get cursed. And the only way to get long rest is everybody to get a curse. So
I'm remembering that one, but we have not yet all drunk the potions, so we will see. Having traveled around the plains a bit as an adventurer, do these creatures look like they have also popped up from a different plane, rather than being inherently of the shadow?
You've not seen these around. If you wanted to make some sort of intelligence or history check, I would say you could.
I'll do a history.
You may get advantage from someone if you knock your heads
23?
together. 23. Oh. Yes. These are not of this plane. These definitely came from somewhere else. They seemed as surprised as you were that they turned up, and then they just did what they normally do, which is sniff around and try to eat things, or burn them to death, which hasn't happened yet. Speaking of that, Hunk and Reggie, could you just roll a con save for me? Because the searing heat is searing.
Searing heat is searing, you say?
It is.
That sounds serious. That's an 11. It actually might be serious.
Are we close enough to Harmony, or is Harmony being inside too far away?
It's 10 foot away, so what's your range, Harmony? That's 10 foot, isn't it? Cool. 10 foot. Yeah, you can add 5.
16. Can I also add, was Granny holding the green rat when she disappeared?
I'm so glad you asked. You're a bit preoccupied right now, Reggie, but the
I'm
rest of
thinking
you,
about all the animals.
you do see a little green rat scurrying around on the countertop looking very confused and worried. You rolled, both of you, you take half damage. 6 points of fire damage to both of you because Hunk especially is cuddling up to one.
Yeah.
And Sam, your bones are being seared.
There'll be some nice, delicious marrow later.
A good old bit of charring and bone marrow. My God, it came back.
Always does. Hunk, I just want to say, you and that little creature, delightful pairing. You seem like the type who'd like animals, but I'm impressed with how well you get on.
They're really nice. They seem really, a little bit burny, but
yes, but in a delightfully comforting way.
Let's okay, all right. Now you head on down that way. Just go.
You're in a bit of an avenue, so you both might need to go the same direction.
Oh.
Which way, Hunk, is the glass house? Because I'm thinking unoccupied, nice green space for them to run around in.
Roll survival check for sense of direction. That's a 12.
You're pretty sure you came through a couple of doors to get here.
Okay, here's my thinking. Now, you seem like you're intelligent boys. Are they?
They just cock their heads in the way that dogs do, and kind of the ears, which are kind of charred off, kind of flop to one side.
I meant more, are they boys? I don't know.
Hard to say.
Yeah. Let's not check.
Fire anyway. You seem like intelligent dogs, so listen. People around here are gonna hurt you if you get near them because you burn. You get that? Right. Yeah, that's right. So if you want to go out of town, there's some bridges, there's some doors with some lots of hands on them, and then 1 foot. And if you go through those doors, you can get to some islands where there is more ghosts and stuff and places you can hang. Maybe they're better for you.
What language are you speaking, Hunk?
Common.
They have no idea what you're saying. They kind of look confused, and the cuddles have stopped, so they're getting a bit irate.
Oh, I don't think they understand Reggie. Should we take them? I'll give them both strokes on the head to calm.
Something that might work. Just to ask, a familiar, which is perhaps a fiend, which looks like this, would it be capable of communicating with them?
Unsure at this
find familiar?
time.
Something like that.
I'll say for the purposes of this, yes.
Okay. Now, do not be alarmed, Hunk. And I'll cast Flock of Familiars to create 3 more of these dogs.
The rest of you see 3 more dogs appear from nowhere.
Now, they can understand me. Friends, I'm not entirely sure what you are, but I've seen you now, and therefore I can make you. Would you mind guiding these friends? And I gesture another knuckle towards one of them, to the greenhouse. And they can, I don't know, reenact theatre or something there until we're ready to return home, and we will resolve the problem of their being here. If that's okay.
So Reggie,
yes, sorry.
Your versions of these hounds are kind of cuter. They also seem completely smooth as well. They're not quite as burny, but they do follow your every command. And the others look a bit jealous that these ones are getting all the attention as yours begin to pace off towards the door that you came through. The others are going to follow, but more in a fighty way. And I'm going to say they begin to pad off, barking into the distance at each other. And we'll see what happens in the rest of the city about that. But for now,
a side story, isn't it?
I'm going to turn to Reggie and say, that was amazing, and that's probably going to work out absolutely fine.
I'm actually sure it will.
Zelly just thinks and says, did Reggie just send them where the cultists are? Surely nothing will go wrong with that.
You just hear bow, 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 in the distance.
See, they're making friends already. It's ideal.
There's no screaming yet. It's fine. What are you all doing? The window is now beautifully back together almost. There's a couple of tiny pieces missing.
Just spot there. Perfect.
I just want to say one thing. It feels somewhat inappropriate to go shopping after what just happened. Although I don't think we likely have much choice in the matter. Hunk.
We're going. We got to get into this masquerade. So we need clothes to do that, and a noble who'll take us in.
Yes.
And we got to find I think most of us will be fine, but we got to find something for Harmony that'll go over the armor. That's going to be tricky.
Yes, unless we can play it up and fancify the armor. Perhaps sort of gallant knight from another realm come to marry Babington. I don't know.
Harmony, how do you feel? Harmony.
Yeah.
How do you feel about making your armor look like costume armor, like you're doing a show?
I did sort of bite Sally's head off when he tried to do one rhinestone. Is it for the glory of Mistra?
No, it's to get us into a party.
Probably not. No.
Hunk. It is for the glory of Mistra.
But it's not for the glory of Mistra.
Hunk, sometimes, in life we're told not to lie, but there are
I'm not going to lie to my friends.
No,
it's not a... Heimlich.
For the glory of Mistra.
For the glory of Teseli. Glory of Mistra.
Well, Harmony, there is so much good you could be doing in other places, not here. So for the glory of Mistra, we should get you out of here as quickly as possible so you can right wrongs, destroy evils, smite everything available, these kind of things.
The last people who kind of said we're doing these few bad things for the greater good sort of...
Greater good. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
They all had really strange West Country accents.
Comedy tarts.
But
Listen,
is putting some rhinestones on your armor a bad thing, or just something that you wouldn't like?
Sort of.
I don't think it's a moral issue.
So I'm it's something I'm struggling with this whole thing. I sort of grew up with a whole bunch of rules, and then I've been trying to work out which are the ones I actually believe in and actually are quite important to Mistra, and which are the ones that are just sort of, you can throw them in the bin because they're just tradition and controlling people. And I don't actually know which one the armor is.
Is Mistra a loving goddess?
Yeah, of course.
Then, personally, my assumption would be that Mistra would not care for how you present yourself in society. And it's more the caring for people bit that matters.
Yeah. See, that makes sense here, but I still have a absolute sense that if I do something to the armor, then something really bad is going to happen.
How about a nasty little jacket? Just over the top.
Some really big shoulder pads for the pauldrons?
Yeah.
I mean, character growth is good, right? And no, you are logical, and I am working on this. Just... Yeah, we can mess up the armor, and no punishments will happen. It will be okay. Let's do it.
Let's go a completely different direction. Granny's not here. We need to find out what the local guards wear, and then give your armor some not change it, but add flourishes, to make it look more like their armor, so you could be like a bodyguard.
Hunk, would you like to provide this to Harmony as Reggie takes off his feathered cap and hands it to Hunk? Now, there are ways we can present ourselves without necessarily altering the materia of our presentation. We will feel the same, but we will appear different to those beside us. We could change your armor without changing your armor, as it were.
So the armor is desecrated and it's a lie.
You could look at it that way. Hunk, perhaps I should take that hat back.
Hang on. Wait, Harmony. I think Reggie's got a point. If I put this on, just watch. I put it on, and
you can cast disguise self.
Yeah, I'm sure there's attunement issues here, but
I don't think it has to attune.
Does it not?
No. Let me double check.
A hat of disguise does not have to attune. Seems unlikely.
Maybe it does. Yes,
it does. Yeah. Okay. Liz, would you allow that I can do this to make a point, or would you?
In an hour's time, we look up.
It's just wait. No, wait.
And he's
no. Ta-da!
I will make myself look like a carbon copy of Reggie.
Cool.
It's still me. You reach out and touch me, it's still my fur. Nothing's changed. I just look like Reggie right now. Take the hat off, and it's me again.
You have plenty of time to make a decision. There is no rush. But if you're not comfortable altering your armor, this is a way to go about doing that without altering your armor.
It's a really good idea.
What if I create a cape that covers all the armor with the sign of Mistra in the back? Custom me enough to go through the gate, but still honoring Mistra.
Harmony is currently feeling about as loved as she's ever felt in her life. You are all lovely, but this is something I am working on to try and unpick what I still believe in and what I should get rid of because it's not true and it's not good. So let's go shopping and let's find a way to bedazzle some armor.
We've got time.
Just quickly, did anyone see a rat around here? And I'd like to grab the rat as we leave. I'll coax it out with an animal handling check because I took expertise in it and I might as well make the most of it.
I love it.
Although that was only a 5 plus 10.
Why would you take expertise in animal handling?
In case this happened.
The rat, known as Ratty, who is green, does kind of scurry up to your bony hand that's still losing. You've not got 2 of your fingers?
It's 1 finger. I just snapped the finger and I took the finger apart at knuckles.
Sure.
So missing a finger.
Sure.
Little one.
It kind of scurries up to you. Just a little nibble on your little fingertip. And then reluctantly kind of just sits in your palm.
Have you ever heard of funk? And I'll leave the shop.
Cool. Where are we going, folks? You exit into the avenue where you were. You do have a map.
Courtyard.
Cool.
Emporium Courtyard.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a plan.
Emporium Courtyard? Thanks.
Nice.
Okay.
You begin to make your way through where you currently are, the Fettered Ward. That's Fettered Ward. You continue kind of northeast. You pass the Avenue of Chains. You do see down there something that you did not see before, which is 4 quite large dogs being taken down by some of the Raven Guard, which are on the rooftops. They're shooting arrows, ravens, flocks of them. These are Swarmkeeper Ravens. The Swarmkeeper Raven Guards. They're sending flocks of their ravens to dispose of these creatures.
Kill the puppies!
That is unfortunate.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm really tempted to go over and do something about this if they're not dead already.
They're on the cusp.
But Reggie, these are your people now, aren't they? You are chosen of the Raven Queen.
I think that.
Excuse me. Hello.
One acknowledges you, says nothing.
Hi. Could you not just kill them, but like, is there a zoo? Do you have a zoo here?
You're met with silence, but he's not moving to draw his bow again. He kind of recalls the ravens.
I'm just saying, like, these are poor innocent creatures, and you're just shooting them.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Really?
Innocent
Help by standing behind them going,
innocent themes. And I love that Harmony's now with this.
they were shooting the puppies! Come on!
That is a 26.
Yeah, this Raven Guard shouts orders to the other 2 that are on the rooftops. They recall their ravens. There are 3 of the puppies left. By puppies, I'm just going to confirm, these are hellhounds, but it's fine.
You say 3, and there's 3 and 3, right? There's 6,
Yeah.
but 3 are not there. Okay. So familiars haven't been attacked.
Yeah, yours is still fine.
Good.
If they're still
familiars.
around.
They've got like 2 hit points.
They last an hour.
One raven just...
Oh, okay. In which case...
Yeah, they
they'll
wouldn't
be gone.
die. They wouldn't die. They just go back to the wherever you got them from.
Yeah. So there are 3 actual hellhounds still around. One of them, unfortunately, has been disposed of. But the Raven Guard are currently talking on the rooftops about, well, I don't know, how do we And I suppose we could always use, the carnival stretch. They could always go there. And they seem to be discussing what to do with them. One of them has sort of cast their swarm of ravens down, which are circling these hellhounds to keep them in place. But they seem quite persuaded.
Sorry, I didn't want to step on your toes there. Just don't like when people hurt animals for no good reason.
The Raven Queen agrees. Thank you, kind traveler. And
all right.
I'm becoming rather keen on this Raven Queen.
I mean, we had to convince them not to kill innocent animals. I don't know.
If you're looking for a goddess, I have a few alternative suggestions.
Maurice would beg to differ. I pull Maurice in.
Maurice is not a god. A very naughty boy.
Shut Maurice back up again.
Just roll a
It's even
performance
worse
check.
now because you're missing a finger.
Roll a performance check. I'm not going to give you disadvantage. Just roll a performance check.
Also, Sam, your little finger, that balances the hand. Fourth finger is the least useful.
Yeah, especially if Reggie's a violinist. Little finger is bad. So
Reggie can
bad.
find more bones. It's fine. Performance.
It's like breaking a small toe. It's much
That's
worse.
8 plus
because
8.
All your balance goes.
16.
16. You are a bard, so I will say that it sounds all right, the chord that you did, but perhaps that little finger is a bit of an issue. You're not quite getting the last note as correctly as you would want it to be.
DJ.
Just frantically reaching for it, but can't.
As you proceed, which I'm guessing you do, the puppies seem to be well taken care of and now looked after. You kind of pass Carnival Stretch, which you've seen on the map. It isn't nice. It looks abandoned. It looks like someone packed up and left a long time ago and left all the crappy tents to just wither and decompose. Yeah. You wander past Luton.
You're not wrong, but
If any of our audience is from Luton, please let us know if you agree or disagree.
Say hi.
Say hey.
People in Luton can't afford computers. Don't be silly, Alec.
ain't got no internet in Luton.
I am, in fact, streaming on a tin can.
I don't know what internet is. They don't have that accent in Luton. I think.
No, they don't.
Luton, isn't it?
It's London.
Yeah.
It's Bedford.
So as you're proceeding past Luton, is there anything that you'd like to talk about?
Why is Luton in the Shadowfell? That's what I want to know.
Luton was made in the shadow.
Exactly. I think
Yes.
easy explanation there.
Yeah.
Silly, is there anything we can help you with? I know you wanted to speak to Granny, but
Well-
sadly she seems to be a clock.
No, it was. I mean, I found very interesting that she's been here for a while, and I just wanted to ask her if she missed the Feywild. I mean, here is just gray and dark and boring, and in the Feywild it's totally the opposite. So I was just wondering how she was like coping with all this, even counter nature from her. You know, like I'm still feel attracted or dragged back to the Feywild. I don't know how she did survive for so long. It was just out of curiosity.
Well, she seemed very restored to see the color in you and Hank and the older fellows.
Actually, if you pay attention, you can see that Sally is not that shiny anymore. So the Sally is usually shiny and glittery, but now it's just his skin is perfect, but pale, not pale, matte. So no shiny, but still perfect.
Yep.
And his wings are actually getting dark, or losing the color actually.
So Sally looks darker, but beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
It's going through a phase.
How long has this transformation been going on? since
what
Granny
trans-
changed? Of you
what
getting matte
transformation?
and darker?
Teseli grabs a mirror from one of his.
Oh, sorry, that was John asking Ali.
From when we started. Sorry,
Okay.
from we landed into the Feywild. Sorry, Shadowfell.
I like to think that if you did reach for a mirror, Swifty would just offer it up to you. Swifty would become a mirror.
One of the.
A little hand looks out at Swiftly and just wipes aside the egg and just leans in.
That is adorable.
Swifty has been here this entire time. And as you continue past Carnival Stretch, you make your way past what look to be the pub run. There are so many pubs here. There are various ones that you see as you walk past. You see a couple, one named the Hanged Half-Orc. There's a sign with an unfortunate half-orc hanging. You see daisies in each corner of the sign. You see another called the Ruby Skeleton. There's just a big red skull. Another is called 3 Points of Exhaustion. Looks like a shithole. And finally, you pass one called the Haunted Wolf, and Wolf's got an E on the end. This looks like some kind of, Bavarian Bierpalast. Is that the right pronunciation?
Bierpalast.
Bierpalast, thank you. And Heimlich, you see there's a notice board on the outside, except it's not really a notice board. It's got lots of pictures of people. I know cameras don't exist, but somehow there are pictures of lots of people. And outside this Bierpalast, this notice board, this sign holds two faces that you, Heimlich, recognize. Your parents are pictured
Oh, shit.
on here. And the sign above it, it's like a boasting board almost. And someone has put like a title over the top in cut out little letters. Wall of Fame, Soul Sellers for Steins. And I think that's where we might take a break.
What?
Oh no.
We will be back. We'll find out how Heimlich's doing after a quick 5-10 minute break. We will see you soon.
Bye.
And we're back. Yeah, so we are back. Last time we were all here, Heimlich had just discovered his parents' faces on a sign outside a bar that read above it, Wall of Fame, Soul Sellers for Steins. Discuss.
Damn my high perception noticing that. That is really annoying. How old do they look in these pictures?
I mean, they're Heimlich's parents. They must be ancient.
I mean, in relation to this point in history, to the point in history when the thing was taken. Obviously, they all look really, really old.
I have to say, surely to a certain extent, the haggard condition is genetic.
They look like they did when they said we're going to go to the Shadowfell right before your concert performance.
Yes.
I remember them saying they were going to go somewhere to do something to save something. I forgot it was the Shadowfell. That's probably quite important.
Heimlich, who are they?
Why are you standing staring with tears rolling down your wrinkly face? What is happening?
Honestly, if you get close enough, it looks like a river passing through a valley.
Ratty goes up onto Reggie's shoulder and begins to nod.
Yes.
Emphatically, yes.
In syncopated time.
Yes.
Well, my friends, this is, I've not seen them in a very long time. This is Augustine Stratovarius and Helgarich Blackthorn, who are my parents, very famous adventurers in their own rights. We are an adventuring family. So it is the family business, that I pursue now. And yes, they went off adventuring, looking like this, just before I had the Heimlich incident, as we like to brand it. And then, when we came back, they were a lot more distant for many years, and I've not seen them very much. I thought they were very ashamed of me because of the concert, understandably so. I didn't realize they were here.
Let me just go through. Oh, sorry, Ali, go for it.
Are you okay? How are you feeling?
I feel like I want to know more, and like I might want to blow something up.
Why?
Excellent.
Why do you? What? I'm sorry. I'm not always the quickest with this stuff. Is there some kind of significance with them being here and with this strange picture? Do you think that's connected to you or to the incident in some way? Like,
I don't know, but I just feel I don't understand things at the moment. But I feel both curious and explosive. That's all I can.
Okay.
All I can sense about myself.
Well, whatever you need, obviously. I'm gonna. There's a sort of look around the rest of the group of like, there's some subtext here that I'm missing. Like just a general not understanding of the situation from Hunk, definitely.
Shall we get inside?
Quite a surprise to me. Maybe one of you who are so charming and persuasive could go in and find out what this establishment is and why my parents are on this board.
Just to harken back to the parents on the board, they look very inebriated. They're both holding up steins and look so pleased with themselves. Like one-eyed texting, kind of. Yeah.
Is it paper? Is it carved?
It's
just their actual faces.
Parchment, but it's like a snapshot in time that is magically projected onto the paper.
This is like Shirley at the Red Door from Community. This is a side quest time.
I'm happy to
so
go
what
inside.
was their names?
Ask.
Augustine, my father, and Helgarich. I named my skeleton after her.
Oh.
Okay.
Sounds healthy.
Yes, very.
I'll happily go inside and ask if that's what you need. Liz, I'll head
Sally
inside.
is already inside.
Oh, then I'll follow to Sally, of course, yeah.
Ellie at the bar. Can't take him away. Anybody else coming in, or are you staying outside with Heimlich?
No, I'll go in. I just didn't want to be the one to ask.
I was going to stay outside with Heimlich, so I'll stay outside thinking I'm with Heimlich for about 20 seconds until I realise Heimlich is not here.
Harmony was going to do the same, but when she turns around and realizes Heimlich is gone, she will cover her awkwardness by standing guard and keeping lookout.
Harmony, we should chat about things due to circumstance of being here. And we meant to be here.
Because 2 party members left alone means we must.
Yes,
Must
we'll talk
deeply
while they're
consider.
inside.
Excellent. Screw
Inside.
the plot.
The rest of you go into the bar to hear jovial laughter from outside the door as Harmony and Reggie have a lovely time. They have
Wow. Gosh, Mistra. God. Who would have thought?
That wasn't a joke. I really did kill those children.
Oh, you cracked me up.
people wandering past like, oh my God. As this covers, they must be ready drunk. As you continue. The rest of you inside the bar. So you walk in and this interior is made pretty much completely out of wood. There are huge wooden long tables like dominating this space, huge beer barrels dotted along the walls. You walk in and you see this kind of gaunt looking, very pale figure wearing lederhosen. You walk in, there's no one else in this place, and he opens his arms out wide. He's kind of got slick back hair. Welcome to the Haunted Wolf. How can I be of service today?
Welcome to the house of Holbein.
Hello, my friend. Well, I'm new around, and I'm just, getting to know the neighborhood. And I saw the picture of those people that were like seemed really enjoying themselves. So I thought, if this is a place where I can enjoy myself just like they were, let's step in. But I have some questions. What is exactly that you do here?
This is the Haunted Wolf. And you see this person looking at you. You see their eyes are kind of bloodshot. And as they talk, you see little fangs kind of poking out as they're talking. This is a Haunted Wolf. You sit and you drink and you have a very, very good time. I can get you 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers.
And how exactly do I get my face in the wall?
Well, you have to sell your soul. You have to come to me and say, hey, Vonnie Fangberg, I would like to sell my soul. And I'll be like, okay. You drink the stein and you get free steins all around if you sell your soul or a soul of someone else.
Oh, and Teseli sort of gives a step back. It's all an act, but it steps back. Yeah, you will see, like, how exactly is the trade? You meaning figuratively, right? Like, oh, I sell you my soul because I'm giving you all in the night, or literally give you my soul.
Any soul will do, friend. You just have to say, I would like to give the soul of my firstborn child. I would like to give the soul of myself. And he points over to what looks to be a massive tip jar on the bar. It's kind of glowing with soul energy. And then it goes into my beautiful jar.
And what is that you do with that?
I look at it and it looks pretty, and I boast about how many souls I have. Souls are very, very expensive.
And do you... I know they are really expensive.
They are really expensive.
Do you keep track of all the souls that you have?
You have probably seen the board outside to which you have been referring to. That is how we keep track.
At this point, I think if I've been served with a beer, Tesel is just sipping the beer.
It's nice.
And is there a way to retrieve one of those souls? Like, I don't know, like a contest, a dance-off maybe?
At the word dance off, his eyes do lighten up somewhat as he looks at it. No, there is no way to get back the souls once they've been taken. See, the dog agrees with me, and he is very good. A little dog barks in the side.
You are the owner of the tip jar, right?
Correct. Me, Vonnie Fanberg.
And if your soul would end in that jar, what would happen?
Well, legend has it that many things happen when one is removed of their soul. Even Lady Babington is able to remove souls from people. But I have some magic that she does not.
That's interesting. Alicent.
Okay.
Just hovering behind Tiseli this whole time. Can I roll an insight check on the vampire?
Of course you can. What for specifically, though? What are you after?
In particular, the idea of getting a soul back, because... No, Hunk's not as smart. That's not fair. Is this for real is probably where Hunk's going, like, is this really what happens? Like, you give someone their soul and you get to buy a round? Like, is it as basic as that?
Okay, roll an insight check.
Ooh, wow, 26.
Yeah. In this establishment, you can get free steins all night if you sell a soul. And getting it back could happen, but you don't know what the cost is or what could happen. Tiseli seemed to be onto something about the dance-off, but hard to say.
From behind Hunk, you hear quite a strained voice saying, "How much does a stein retail for?"
A stein of beer, well, one gold piece for a stein.
And then behind Hunk, you hear it's like...
And tell me, once there is a transaction, what happened to the people that made the deal? Can they just walk away from the establishment, or are they bound somehow to the establishment?
If they walk away, they might be a little wobbly. They might begin to sway because of all the free steins that they've had. But yes, they are free to go.
Hi, I'm with him. Can we circle back to the whole idea of getting one of the souls out of the jar?
Maybe.
Like, would you... I mean, we've got a lot of money, if money's, like, the point, or, we could also, like, find some other way. I'm pretty sure there's a soul in there that we want.
And he looks at all of you. Well, you're not on the sign outside. How can... Oh, maybe... Which soul is it that you would like back?
I will turn back to Heimlich, not in a, like, kind of way for the vampire, more of a, like, genuine check-in of, like, is this what you want? Because if not, we don't have to do this.
So Tiseli, I think Tiseli is doing 1 + 1 equals 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But something that is missing in Tiseli's head is how somebody cannot, without a soul, can be walking just like Heimlich.
Make an insight check, please, Tiseli.
Oh.
Or intelligence
Yes.
or insight.
Investigation, is that okay?
Intelligence or
maybe?
insight.
Do you want me to help you with an insight check? Like, if you turn back to me to talk about
I'm
it,
going to give you a flat intelligence, so my 20 plus 10. No, sorry, 12.
12. Okay. Heimlich does look very old.
Oh, but he said that it's our age. So probably not having a soul is having another effect on his being. Okay, so probably that's what is happening, and Tiseli now is full in to get this thing back. Tiseli says, well, you clearly are a man of trade, and so I am-ish. or at least maybe we can get to an agreement. Teseli will take the stone in his bag that has a emerald butterfly painted on it. It's gonna show it to him and says, maybe we can get into an arrangement. Maybe we can trade something here.
Why are you showing me a stone?
Well, you'll see. You trade, and Teseli stops and is like, can we talk in private?
Yes, of course. Bonnie Fangberg is always happy to talk in private. He sort of motions over to what looks like a little pantry. It opens and there's sort of like sausages drying on the ceiling. There are bits of herbs. There's a pheasant hanging. It's no longer alive, unfortunately. And he motions to this very dark-looking pantry. Come, friend.
I
The
will
pantry.
look for a seat. Well,
There is no seat in the pantry, but you can stand and talk with this vampire in the dark. Go on.
I have dark vision, so I see the vampire. And Teseli says, well, he said, you trade souls, and I trade emotions. Maybe I can give you a really strong emotion in exchange for my friend's soul. Or at least for the chance to take it away in a dance-off. What do you think?
Whose soul will I remove in the dance-off? If you fail the dance-off, do I get another soul?
You can keep the emotion.
What sort of emotion do you wish to bestow upon Vonnie Fangberg?
Teseli looks back to Swifty. And
Swifty's with you in the pantry. Swifty followed.
Swifty comes close to the vampire, and Teseli says, do you mind putting a hand on top of my friend here?
It is not the first time someone has asked me to put my hand on an egg. And he puts his hand down onto Swifty.
On top of Swifty, there is a beautiful obsidian. And when he touches the obsidian, so the obsidian is enchanted with a re-flavored version of Magic Mouth spell. And when he touches that, he could see a very lovely love story about a tiefling and a ladrin, that they fall in love, but now they are apart.
Make an insight check with advantage, please, Teseli.
Wait a minute. Insight. Nice. 23.
Nice. Being undead, Vonnie Fangberg is not one to cry. Although you notice as he begins to try and wipe away a tear that there's no tears coming out of his eyes because he physically can't. He then kind of retracts his hand away and says, that was such pure emotion. It was also good to see the sunlight again.
Are we getting into an arrangement here, maybe?
Make a persuasion check with advantage, please.
$28.
Oh, go on then. What was your name, Teseli?
Teseli Greyhounds to your service.
Teseli Greyhound. I will think of you in my darkest moments. You think on that. And he exits the pantry.
While this has been going on, because Teseli went into a pantry with a vampire, just to be clear. Yeah.
Right.
I've turned back to Heimlich and I'm guessing he's sorting it out.
I mean, is it meant to be sorted out, though?
I mean, he's gone into a pantry with a random guy.
I mean,
I've known Teseli for a while, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay.
For starters.
No. Okay, I'll take
gambler
that.
Heimlich is.
Heimlich, number one, Teseli's going to be fine, so I don't usually bet, but all right.
You've just gambled 5 steins, which it turns out more valuable than a soul.
5 souls. The thing is, Hunk, until the events of my incident, I was, I'd like to think, a very good composer, a good musician, but I was not especially magical in the same way that you, my friends at college, were. And it is really since then that I have come into my own. And I have these abilities, some of which grow even more now these portals are open. I worry, if I get my soul back, will I be any help of getting us out of here, helping Waterdeep? Is one soul worth all of that? And it may sit on this bar and be fine until we succeed and I can come back and collect it afterwards if I feel that's important. But I've been so long without it. Until I saw this pub, I knew something was different, but I didn't know I was missing this thing. So have I lost it?
I mean, I don't know your parents. I don't want to judge them. But that should be your decision. And you can make that decision when it's sat in a jar on a bar in the Shadowfell. You should have it. Now, if you then go, it's better outside me, that's your call. But
and Stein's all around.
Yeah, presumably. But what you do with you is your call. And also, if you decided that you did want it back, if even one person is hurt by an act, then if thousands more are hurt as well, that one person still suffers, right? So I don't think that's a fair exchange. I think there's got to be a way that everyone can be happy, because otherwise that means that for good things to happen, good people have to suffer, and I do not believe that.
But we have all been suffering on this adventure, on other adventures, trying to do these things.
It's not suffering. It's not, we put ourselves in harm's way because we have the ability to handle it, but we're doing it because it's the right thing to do. And to make sure that all of us can do it together. And I would rather you were a happy musician than a suffering adventurer. But it's your call.
I just feel in this moment, in this place, when we have these things to do, it is unknown, and I've happily wandered into the unknown, surrounded by fine companions many, many times. This is me going into the unknown by myself, and that frightens me.
Whatever happens, we ain't going anywhere. Whatever happens, you'd still have us. That doesn't change anything. And it's not up to you to suffer for anyone. Unless you want to, and then that is your prerogative. Let's get it back. Not like in you back, but let's have it so that you can make that choice. Also, again, I don't know your parents. Their choices are their choices, but your soul is worth more than a couple of gold and some drinks at a bar.
I mean, they are assholes, absolute assholes. And
sounds like it, but not my place to say.
I mean, they fuck you up, your mum and dad, yeah.
They don't mean to, but they do.
I like to think about this.
Hunk on his big arm. Their big arm.
Yeah. I like to think while this gorgeous conversation is happening between Hunk and Heimlich, there's just the raucous laughter going outside by the door.
I can't believe you murdered 40 children!
Oh, God!
Now,
In the name of Mistra!
now then, it's not like something I'm proud of.
We all make mistakes. One smite too far! Oh, God.
Please tell me that's not canon, otherwise me and Harmony cannot be friends.
You don't know. None of you have asked.
I've never asked, no, it's fair.
Anyway, so Tiseli and Vonnie Fangberg exit the pantry.
They both look
swiftly.
satisfied, just checking.
Yeah, I mean, they look quite pleased with themselves
Great.
and quite smug.
Not the first time I've seen Tiseli do that.
Vonnie immediately goes... College days. Vonnie immediately beelines towards the tip jar, which is full of these bright souls. So, tell me, the name of the soul I wish to retrieve.
I turns back and call Heimlich forward.
He raises a stein and goes into kind of like a meditation as he lowers the stein into the tip jar. And it's one of those steins that's got a lid on. And he pulls it out, snaps the lid close. For you. And he passes Heimlich a stein containing his soul. Don't drink it all at once. Oh no, do, because otherwise it could go very wrong.
Right now?
Whenever you feel like it. I feel like this was sprung on you, and you know, it is always someone's choice to take their soul back, not always to have it taken from them. That's a different story. Anyway, free steins all around, and they are offered to you if you wish for beer.
Oh, my friend, I feel like you are falling a little bit short here. So let me do this for you. Have you been in the Feywild lately?
Vonnie Fangberg has never been in the Feywild.
Do you want to see how it tastes like?
Okay.
Tiseli shows his neck.
Oh. I'm sorry, friend. I have been Okay. And he just goes in and straight away and bites at you. Yeah, it's kind of awkward for those of you who are in the bar. Tiseli, how are you doing
it's
right
really
now?
not the first time.
Tiseli is all about experiences and emotions, so he will try not to get that much injured. So 5 points of damage or HP, whatever that means in units of blood, and then he will just remove.
Yeah, it would be. I was going to Google it, but it's fine for the purpose of
D4
this.
plus strength, I think, bite, but don't.
Well, it's because it's a bite,
Well-
it's about the damage. It's not the.
Yeah.
This is the
I will
nicotine
say that the
damage.
5 points are removed from your max HP
Ooh.
until your
Spicy.
next long rest or equivalent.
Spicy.
But
That's like art college, isn't it? Uncle?
Some things never change.
But Vonnie looks quite inebriated himself at this point. Tiseli, what kind of vision does he have of the Feywild? What sense?
It's like I never been in mushrooms, but I think he goes into mushrooms.
Yeah, got
All
you.
his senses, they just merge. So
He
Yes.
kind of collapses onto a big stool and passes out. What would you all like to do in this moment?
just put his head slightly,
Put him in the brace position.
yes, so he doesn't die from
Yeah.
anything that could happen. And I look at it, sorry, I think I need a label, like parental advice.
Oh, Tess, you. That was amazing.
Anything for my friends.
I don't know what you did in that pantry, but it must have been very persuasive.
50 nods.
28, like a
The big egg just yup. Tess, while we have a moment, you
Yes.
Hang on a second.
Is anybody else in the establishment?
There is no one else other than a small dog in the corner who, since Vonnie has passed out, kind of sits on the floor with its chin on the floor.
Punk picks it up.
Oh.
Cecily grabs Tank and says, "It seems like we could have a moment now." But he's just like, when he's been called to the principal's office many times, so he's having the same energy. But wait, should we call the others? Like, I feel like.
I was going to ask you something before we leave. That's all.
Oh yeah, tell me.
You went away, and for you it's been like a long weekend, but for us it's been 10 years.
Yes, that's right. So it seems like, I mean...
Sure.
I'm just making the maths, but it seems like...
What happened on your long weekend? Because, I mean... Sorry, this dog's really adorable. I'm just going to keep holding on to it. But,
it wasn't... I mean, imagine like when you go on exchange for a semester.
Yeah.
But in my case, we're like a semester in a week or like in a weekend. I met a guy, which is not important, but he taught me a lot of stuff. He taught me how to weave chaos into magic and emotions into magic. Being in the Feywild, it was all day, all night. I was flooded with emotions and things that you really could not put a name on. They were just stuff happening to you. Then he taught me how to channel that into artistry, and I point to Swifty.
Swifty waves.
Okay.
Why did you leave?
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
I wasn't meant to leave. I was going to, I like to go to nature to get some inspiration. And one day that inspiration took me to the Feywild, apparently.
No, I mean, why did you leave the Feywild after this great weekend? It sounds amazing.
Well, you see, I think at some point I just learned everything that he could ever taught me. And we came to an arrangement. I had to do some sort of task for him. But that's why I'm back. I don't miss it, as I could think about the hag not living in her plane, sorry. But I'd rather be there than in here. So, yeah. And you can see that the Celeste transformation is still occurring.
Do we need to get you out of here, like, quickly? Like, is it affecting you?
I think we are all some degree affected, but because my soul has been touched already, it's just happening. Has been touched by another plane. It's just happening faster to me.
Okay.
So it's, yeah. I mean, short answer, yes. Let's get the fuck out of here ASAP. But don't worry about me. I'm fine.
I'm actually kind of jealous. It's
Why?
like 10 years ago, and I was a different Minotaur 10 years ago.
I'm also a different tiefling.
Yeah.
Just the age didn't happen to me.
Yeah, that's one of the, yeah.
Oh, I see your point.
Oh, me too, yeah.
I have a cream for that, Heimlich.
I think Sally's got cream for everything. Not
yes. Even this accent, I can now pronounce Heimlich.
Well,
I preferred the earlier pronunciation. I loved it.
Let's stop staring at Heimlich's Tommy Lee Jones face and get out of there.
Anywho, I think we are still in need of some costumes.
Yeah.
And masks, maybe.
Let's go.
It's ready for the party.
how are we gonna keep safe that? And I point to the trinket.
I have some thinking to do about this this little shot I have ahead of me. I'll pop it in my backpack. It's very protected. We'll see how I go.
It's got a little it's got like a little clasp that holds the lid down.
Yeah, proper steins have a clasp to hold the lid down and a clasp to attach to your belt. So
I was going to say you don't have to put on your belt. Yes, Ali.
Sorry, when Harmony drank the potion, did the veil go back to the thingy?
It did. So the potion was consumed. The vial reverted back to its sort of boring, just vial shape, and then went back into the bandolier.
Maybe that's one option, Heimlich. Seems like safe-ish, and I think...
I feel like it's my soul. I should carry it. And I wouldn't want it to get confused for any of the other ones.
Yeah, that is true.
Indeed, to become some kind of weird cursed potion myself. I'm feeling pretty well cursed now, guys, so I'm carrying a lot here.
I've got some magic, like protection magic and stuff. I'll just, if there's any question of you losing it or there being any problem, I'll keep an eye out for that and make sure it doesn't happen.
Okay.
And I guess we're gonna head out.
And as they all head out, Sam, Reggie, and Harmony, what do they walk out onto?
What don't they walk out onto? We can finish discussing your armor issue. You would not believe the things that this lady gets up to. Preposterous. Tassili, you're
streaming. It's not healed yet.
Harmony draws her sword and goes to go charging into.
Whoa. It's okay.
We solve it in a bloody peaceful way.
It was consensual.
Oh, it was bloody peaceful.
Sorry, it was consensual.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's Sally. I don't know why I expected anything different. You were in there a really long time. Did you find anything about Heimlich's parents? Is everything okay?
We got Heimlich something that had been lost.
Great.
It's all good.
That sounds trivial and not worth repeating. Fantastic.
So my shitbag parents sold my stole for some free drinks in a pub in the Shadowfell, but thanks to Tassili's charm, we have it back. So that is a lot.
I wasn't going to say it, but okay.
Well, they are trusted friends, and we're talking about deals with souls. Reggie seems to have some kind of experience, or at least some kind of capacity.
Yes.
That's a really good point. Hang on, I'm going to go back inside. Sorry, keep talking. It's fine.
Okay.
A thing which we can do in a minute.
Right.
Now tell me, what kind of costumes would you like to have? Heimlich?
I think just a nice suit would be good, and maybe a skull mask to look like my friend Reggie would be nice.
Skull theme, got you. Reggie, please don't tell me Heimlich's face, because that would be a challenge.
It's funny you'd say that, because prior to Reggie, Heimlich mentioning that, I was going to say there's a slight issue here, but if we're all playing along, we could makes it a bit easier for me. Albeit I had an idea that I was going to try and enact. See what happens.
Harmony. Shall we go? I'm sorry, we're waiting for Hunk.
Hunk, what you do?
Is Fangberg still unconscious?
Yes, 100%.
Mr. Fangberg?
What do you want with me?
Look, you it's your establishment. You can do what you want with it, but
Welcome to the Haunted Wolf. I am Bonnie Fangberg, and I am here to help you.
I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration to knock them out of this.
Okay. That works on undead. We'll say it works on undead. I don't know if that would work.
Lesser Restoration, if changes cures blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned, often used for if they're pissed.
Got you. We'll go with poisoned. As long as it works on undead, I'm happy with that. Yeah, he kind of snaps back into. Why, I was having such a lovely time.
Sorry, it's important.
Okay.
You accept other people's souls as payment, and you don't ask any questions.
Correct. For free steins.
The repercussions of that are quite big. That means that anyone could come in here and say, I want to sell Hunk's soul, and then suddenly my soul is gone and I had nothing to do with it.
That would be correct. But free steins.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to not do that anymore.
Do you want to make a persuasion check, please?
Yeah, sure. 22.
I was going to roll his insight just to... Wish there was some sort of like constitution for
I think
resolve,
Hunk's
that sort of thing.
This is less of the politely. This is actually almost on an intimidation level. This is like you need to not do this. My intimidation's worse, so.
Okay. We'll take the original score. I kind of rolled like a resolve check. Like, how does he face up against someone who is much taller than him, not wearing lederhosen, but very snazzy short shorts? So I rolled a 9.
Very lovely diamante shoes. Yes, absolutely.
I rolled a 9. Even like with a plus 10, that would not beat you. So he looks like he is considering it. Well, I see your point. I suppose I could get rid of the sign, but it's not as fun, is it? You know, you can't say, welcome to the Haunted Wolf, sell your soul now for free. It just doesn't have the same ring to it.
I have no problem with people selling their own souls. That's their decision and their prerogative. But selling other people's souls is, my friend out there, his life has been changed by something that you offered as a service, and I'm not sure it's necessarily for the better. And I don't want anyone else to be affected like that.
I will maintain your previous role with that sort of that you are giving Vonnie at this point. He looks a bit sheepish if a vampire could look kind of like, whoops. He's got that kind of vibe going on right now.
The John Sneak line.
Yeah, you think you've got through.
Boris Johnson doesn't know how to be sheepish.
Okay, well, I will change the wording if that is what you want. I will do this.
Thank you.
As long as people can still sell their own souls.
Personal choice is important. It's where there's no choice, it's not right.
He will. You've made a positive change there, Hunk. He changes the wording of whatever contract these people write when they sell souls.
It pops up in the top left-hand corner. Varney Fangberg will remember this.
Yes, with like a little heart icon. Yeah.
And there is a bit of embarrassment of like, oh, made a point. I guess my work here is done. And we'll turn around and walk out again, really sheepishly, because not really Hunk style at all, but really stabbed at the heart of them. So yeah.
Got you. He's kind of frantically crossing bits out on the contract. Sorry, Rebecca, go for it.
While we've been waiting for Hunk, Harmony has realized that this was not a joke. And Heimlich, were your parents coerced, threatened, hoodwinked?
No, I mean, the vampire inside is very clear as to the scheme. I think looking at the picture, they were pissed, and they are terrible people. They are posh, terrible people who have too many children and I think they think of as younger ones as the Spads.
What are their names?
It is Augustine Stradivarius.
Hang on, I'm not great at spelling. Harmony will unscrew the hilt of her scabbard and pull out a piece of paper that has some names on. And then, sorry, how do you spell that?
A-U-G, and I'll spell out their names. Yes, they are semi-retired adventurers now. Harmony are very powerful, but be careful, they are powerful as well.
Where do I find them, hypothetically?
I think they have the villa in Waterdeep, where I grew up, and then they have the country house. I will happily give you the address.
Lovely. Harmony makes a couple of little asterisks and then rolls her little scroll back up and inserts it back into the hilt of her sword.
Amazing.
I'd just like to say, Heimlich, I'm sorry for what you went through. Had I understood, I perhaps would have been less firm on other circumstances. Apologies there, Harmony, for yes.
No, Reggie. The cruel things I did to you happened before all of this. That was me as an insecure student and someone admiring of your talent, of yourself, and that's all that took. Didn't need any parental soul-stealing Shadowfell intervention. But I'm thankful for that. Means a lot.
Can I just check quickly, Harmony? You're not going to smite them, are you?
Classic Harmony.
The way you phrase that makes you think that I shouldn't.
It's not you shouldn't, but I would suggest that actually that may be too kind a punishment for them.
Well, I was raised hearing of a god who liked to match and mete out many punishments to many misdeeds. I just decided to tweak who deserves them. So if you have more creative ideas, happy to brainstorm, maybe back on our plane.
I do. And just momentarily, Reggie starts to sort of pull one of his own teeth out of his skull before replacing it.
Harmony does a double take and remembers that maybe she's not quite that twisted.
The cell is wondering, is my name in that list? But it's quiet.
Walk out and rejoin the others.
What are you doing, folks?
Costumes, right?
Shopping montage.
Topping adventure.
And we're walking. No, cool. You make your way back onto the Barrel Street, it's called, and you continue to one of the gates. Now, the usual face comes out, a couple of arms and a leg and a foot, but they notice that you are the same lot that were with Granny earlier, and they immediately kind of like unravel all their limbs as the door opens for you. Without a word, you're able to get through. You continue past a sketchy area, aptly named on the map. This place is operating in full view of everything. It is the black market. Some dodgy-looking stores here. You continue, if you wish, past the Plaza of Gargoyles and make your way to a place which is completely different to all the other areas of the city that you've been in. It does take quite a while to get from A to B, but you've seen, a lot of disrepair on your travels. You've seen a lot of grey-faced people that look like they're just full of despair, but the Emporium courtyard is different. This is a place that looks like it's been well cared for. The cobbles are sort of patterned on the floor. It almost looks like the posh area outside the Zolper concert hall. It's got that same kind of for aristocracy vibe. Here there are plenty of very beautiful stores with 2 stories, most of them. You see quite a few places. You see wigs for days, the perfect fit, the Diamante stiletto, and lastly, Jolene's. And Jolene's is perhaps the one that takes your eye first, because this is larger than life. It is a pink, it's dulled pink because it's a Shadowfell, but it is the brightest shop in this place. Adorned on it are massive painted jewels. Peacock's feathers kind of extend from the sides of this massive building, and there's a huge tiara on top. The tiara is made of wood, and where all of the stones would be in the tiara are painted the letters that spell Jolene's. You also notice outside the door there's statues, and you've seen these statues on your travels. This statue is like quite a twisted one. You actually saw some on the rooftops of Waterdeep while you were there earlier. But this one, someone has dressed it as well as possible in a pageant gown. They've tried to put heels on its little feet that are on the floor, and it has illusory, like, flaming locks of auburn hair, and there's a hint of, like, a slide guitar in the air. Someone has gone to the trouble of applying makeup to this thing's face. What are you doing?
Their eyes, emerald green.
They are, yes. How often has Harmony gone to shop?
I think that not only is this Harmony's first shop, it's her first party. She was a chorister. She grew up in essentially a nunnery, and then she chonked around the plane, smiting people. Shopping and parties not really a priority.
Well, it is now.
This is fine.
Getting loser, we're going shopping.
Oh, I thought we were friends.
No, but
We are. Because we are, right?
Yeah.
oh, that was not Heimlich. That was John being Regina George.
Yeah, it's Mean Girls, yeah. What to say?
I thought it was Heimlich being Regina George.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It turns into some kind of large 4-seated thing with wheels, and then I have a really funny bit I want to do.
We're suddenly all wearing pink.
Speaking of,
It's Wednesday.
Liz,
Sorry, I was about to say, speaking of, yes, Chris, we should.
Liz, how much of the store, like, can we just ask for the outfit that we want, or do you want us to go inside and talk to the shopkeep? What sort of shop
You
is
might have to go in. I mean, we don't have to RP the whole shopping experience, but you might have to go in and see who's inside.
Then I think Hunk's actually a little bit, Hunk likes dressing up. There's a little bit of like, ooh, and I think I'm probably heading in kind of not really waiting for the others without meaning to like drive into heaven.
Adorable. What are the rest of you doing while Hunk kind of goes, ooh?
I follow.
Yeah.
I will offer Harmony my hand and say, shopping assistance cannot hurt you, don't worry, we're going to have a great time.
And I will likewise follow and just sort of be close to Harmony as to offer support in this trying time.
That's sartorial advice, surely.
Oh, most definitely.
Cool. So you all enter. You go to this golden door, which opens. Within, you see this beautiful, like, red velvet curtains draped down, multiple mannequins all wearing what seem to be pageant dresses of all the colours you can imagine. There are some suits as well. There are shoes that seem to go on and on and on, and you do see a good selection of what appear to be masks. Although you know what a standard, or you have an impression of what a standard masquerade ball mask looks like, these are extra. These are huge and very adorned with all the bits and pieces that you can imagine. There's a counter, and behind the counter you see a raven-coloured Aarakocra. She's a flamingo. She is dressed like she's about to take part in a beauty pageant. She's got this ginormous wig on, a tiara kind of balanced on top. She's got this baby blue dress, and she is draped from head to toe in jewels. Her makeup is applied heavily over her feathers, and she's even put a flipper in her beak to make it look like she has teeth. Well, hey there, sugar, come on in.
Harmony grips her sword really tightly.
Oh, no need for any of that. You come on in. You come on over, come on in, put up your feet. How can I be of assistance to you?
It is her first shopping experience.
Oh, don't you lie to me, Mr. Skellington. Don't you be saying those words.
No, trust me, I will buy all of these shoes in due course, but she's not sure about this process.
Now, I will sell all those shoes to you in due course, but it seems like we've got quite a major operation on our hands. Mm-hmm. Or our wings, or whatever it is I have on my own.
Oh, I don't mind what you have.
I don't mind either, sugar.
And Reggie waves 7 fingers and 2 thumbs.
Oh, well, look at that. Ain't you something?
Well, thank you. Likewise.
As he sort of starts brushing his raven feather mutton chops.
The problem with her is she's quite uncomfortable getting out of her armor. Regardless of audience or anything, it's not that sort of thing. She's just very comfortable in it. And, well, you see, we have an invite to a ball.
Oh.
Don't
you tell me that's the Lady Babington's never-ending ball.
Yes, indeed. Yes, she invited us herself. She saw them with the horns and thought, marvelous, put a mask on it, get it in here.
And that is a mighty fine pair of short shorts I ever did see.
Yes, and the other one, dances for money. Babington thought, marvelous. And the old one,
oh, yes,
does something.
We do cater to the OAPs as well.
But visual, I'm currently flitting between different dresses on stage, just going, oh. Between each one, just getting more and more excited by each one.
They are easy sales. The one we care about is this one. Gesturing towards Harmony.
Well, there's no need to whisper. We can talk out loud.
Also, Harmony is standing right next to you, and it's everything.
It's performative. It's clearly performative.
Just bear that in mind that it might take some coaxing to adorn the crown jewel of our little bardic brigade.
Absolutely. So tell me, how much money are you wanting to spend? It takes a lot of money to look this cheap, I tell you.
Oh, I'm packing fucking heat.
I do like a man who's packing some heat. So,
Cecily grabs some parchment and some piece of charcoal and starts drafting something.
okay.
I don't know how much money they have, but I can speak for myself. In this hefty, weighty sack, I have about 235 gilded pieces.
Well, that is a lot of gold pieces.
And as you can see, I'm already quite well dressed. It's no expense spared for her. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
thank you.
And Reggie will step back the half a foot to be back beside Harmony once again.
So then, darling, you come on over here. Let me take some measurements. What sort of thing are we thinking of putting on today? Are we thinking so something to go on top or something to go on underneath?
Hunk!
Cecily noticed the
What's up?
uncomfortable face of Harmony and approaches. And if you don't mind me, Hunk, helping here. And
What? No, what? Sorry, I'm kind of distracted. I'll happily help. What's going on? I'll come back over.
So Cecily shows that a module who is using a really long cape, which turns into a train, and it looks like the mist, like the red mist in Mistra's symbol. And all around it has 7 stars.
Nice.
So the cape is in red and the stars are in silver, and it just goes all on top of the shoulders. It's basically like a huge cape that could cover not most of the armor, but a good part of it. And below that, there is another module that only has like some leather straps for the back, so they could fit the shield and the sword. And I said, I know we have a rough start, but I think this could fit perfectly to you.
Oh, that gives me an idea. You know, the story of the champion, Saint Geranium, Mistress Champion, who rescued the prince from the dragon.
Mm-hmm. Well,
she had a big red cape, and there's that dragon puppet. And then I guess we stick on and Harmony magics. Thaumaturgy is just some magical, like, stained glass ripples across her whole armor. And I think she looked something like this. Is that close enough? Is this fancy enough? Can I now stop being the center of attention?
Well, that looks to me like a winner. So I can certainly rustle something up. That stuffed dragon that you just picked up, you did just pick up a stuffed dragon, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now, I want you to be especially careful with Crackerjack there. Now, Crackerjack was my favorite, so you gotta be kind to Crackerjack. You may keep him. And she begins to get to work on this custom outfit for you, Harmony. The rest of you, the world is your oyster. You can tell me what you would like on. What I will tell you, there's everything of every shape, size, whatever you like. The designs can be of your own choice. There are wigs. They are massive. You may pick one if you wish. There are some masks. Now, Jolene does go on to tell you that they are quite the important thing. If you're wanting to go to a ball, you got to have a mask on. And for masquerade balls, they're usually half face. There are some actually that resemble a skull that's been rhinestoned to death. It's got lots of red rhinestones all over it. There's a mask of a peacock with the beak, and the beak has been rhinestoned. There's a bull mask with rhinestone horns. There's a theme here. They are rhinestones. So please tell us, what outfit you're going to have. If you're going to have a wig or not, and what kind of mask you would like to top the look off. Jolene will tell you all that.
Yeah, sorry, are we going for the bony and skull theme?
No, we don't need a thing.
Okay.
Jolene does say. Jolene. I finished it. It's good. Jolene does say that. So we did talk a little bit about money, and I know your Skellington friend over there does have quite a substantial amount. So you can either purchase to keep or you can rent.
Oh, we were also meant to tell you that we heard about your fine establishment from dear Granny, who
bless her heart.
To town. Yes.
Oh, bless her heart. She is something. How is she? She okay?
She's not herself at the moment. I don't know if you have experienced these interplanar kind of anomalies happening everywhere. It seems across the planes, but we were in her shop and she disappeared and was replaced by a large brass clock.
Oh, she does play games so often. No, I'm sure she just rustled up to a cupboard and climbed on in, and I'm sure she's absolutely fine.
Oh, maybe she's back in her precious Feywild, having a nice time.
I'm sorry, what?
Does not matter.
So, are we looking to rent or to buy?
I sort of look around from looking at another dress on the stand and go, why would you give this back? I mean, entranced.
Well, for you, Sugar, and she talks to you, huh? If it's something that you want to keep, and I can see that you are very taken over with pretty much everything in this store. If it's something you want to keep, that will set you back 150 gold pieces, but that is including the whole shebang. We're talking the mask, the wig, the costume, If it's something that you just want to give back, it's 50 gold pieces.
I've just checked my inventory and I have 154 gold pieces, so... Kismet.
Nice.
I don't know why I've got 154 gold pieces. I have no idea.
We rolled it.
Oh, so we did.
So, Hunk, do you want to tell us what kind of outfit you'll be picking out today?
I'm sorry, I need more time.
Okay, that's all right.
Nowhere near enough time.
Does anybody else have something in mind that they would like to pick out to wear to a masquerade ball?
Yes. Teseli is going to pick up something that looks like a wedding dress with a huge cleavage that gets a little bit on top of the belly button. Mm-hmm. And it has lace all around. And he will put or ask to sew some green and blue rhinestones all around just to accentuate the figure. And for the mask, we're going for Dia de los Muertos. So it looks like a skull, but it's all with those colorful and delicate details.
Gorgeous.
And I think that's high heels.
I was going to ask. Come on.
Yes. So they are white, but they have nice gold lace all around. Probably they are more. They are like a little bit higher. No, what I want to say is it's not a boot, but it's like ankle boot. I think they are called. Okay. So ankle boots, yes, ankle boot with a high heel.
Adorable.
White high-heeled ankle boot.
Very nice.
You are from Chelsea.
Jolene rocks on up to Teseli and she says, may I interest you in something for your egg?
My brain didn't quite process that. It was an awful euphemism.
You have a top hat, and I don't know the name in English.
Balanced on top of an egg.
For the groom, that they have like a lace flower, or I don't remember the name of
it.
Corsage.
Yes, so corsage and something. So it's my groom to be.
Well, I can see that. And she goes
weird.
and finds...
It just got weird. We wondered where the line was. There it was.
We crossed the line a long time ago.
No. I am basically fine with everything's happened so far, but no, I'm marrying the egg is the line.
Good to know that's what yours is.
There's a top hat.
Looks very dapper.
There's a top hat, and she has covered it partially in the lace that's on Teseli's shoes and places it delicately on Swifty's head. And Sugar, you're going to have to tell me where I put this corsage, because, it's an egg.
I take my E6000.
Okay. Oh, so we just stick it on like that. Oh. Well, you both just look like an early morning breeze. So, who's next? Who has picked out a costume?
Sam, you decided?
Oh, Sam has a costume. Don't you worry. You know Jim Henson's greatest product, Labyrinth.
Yes.
We are talking 100% pure Jareth without the package. Do you remember the brief scene where there's a masquerade ball?
It's been a while, but yeah.
It's near the beginning when he abducts Sarah in her dreams. Very confusing, but he wears a head-to-tail black suit, which is tailed, but the tail is almost more like a train on a wedding dress. It's kind of shiny, and it has a preposterously large cravat. Some kind of latex black boots, or it may just be polished leather. We're going polished leather. We're not going down that other route right now. With a sort of 2-inch heel, and then a mask which is held up like a traditional mask onto a masquerade. Nice. The mask itself is skeletal, but it has like kudu horns on it to either side, and is held up by a skeletal arm with a tiny little hand on the end of it, holding onto the edge of the mask. Yes, we are going very sleek and shiny today.
Well, I won't tell you where I found that little hand.
Oh, don't worry. Honestly, we lose them all the time.
Oh, and I lose everything.
So do I. We're the same person.
We are the same person. Go you. Cool. Who's next?
I can go. So the top half is going to be some beautiful, because the Hamlet always tends to wear evening dress, but it's quite battered, bits of acid on it, bit of beholder spit, all that kind of going on. So you're going to get a beautifully cut, immaculate evening jacket up top. And then the bottom half, it's going to be very Billy Porter at the Oscars. It's going to be an enormous L skirt.
Gorgeous.
Huge, like, I can't do combat anymore because I can't get to anyone and fight.
You can, it's fine.
I can throw stuff, but no one can get in melee with me, basically. This skirt is so big. Under that, he just has his normal trousers and shoes, because he might need to whip it off at some point to run away. And then his hair's all like Beethovenian grey and black, so he's going to get a wig that like extends it up another foot, little bit Bride of Frankenstein. And then, did you say it was a red Diamante skull mask?
That is a red Diamante skull
I'll
mask.
have that one.
Dope.
Nice.
That is dashing, Heimlich.
Thank you. You look quite good yourself, Reggie.
You kindly.
Jolene kind of bends down near your shoes and raises her eyebrows and said, just give me 1 minute. And she gets, Sugar, can I borrow your E6000 just for 1 second? And she takes that and gets some white or silver diamantes and begins to make little skulls on the tops of your shoes.
Nice.
And lastly, Hunk.
Low cut top that cuts across the top half and leads across onto the arms with a ruffle that travels all the way from the side of the wrist up across and then back down again. On the lower half, it turns into, there's almost like a romper suit. So it's, again, short shorts because we keep in style.
Yes.
But it's got an almost like tutu style flowery fluff that goes around the waist alongside all of this in the same cut and style as the frill that goes around the side of the top half. Shoes, it would be hopefully quite tall heels, but with the hooves, they would need to be balanced in a weird way. But a heel within the hoof that would also have those frills on the fronts of them to give a sense of swish as you walk forward. And ideally a mask in a completely strikingly different colour, probably a blue that's a half mask that goes across one side of the face.
Gorgeous.
And probably attaches to the horn. That way it can stay on.
Nice, yeah, there's like a delicate little hoop that can go around.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris has been thinking about this for months.
No,
This is the masquerade ball you've dreamed of.
I've been looking at prom dresses for the past 10 minutes and just going, that one, no, that one. I've just spent quite a lot of time picking stuff out.
I'm so glad you lot told me what you're wearing because my fashion sense is appalling. So I'm so pleased that you told me. Harmony, your beautiful train cape has been created. It is made out of this gorgeous light leather. Although it is long, it doesn't restrict your movement.
Excellent.
Jolene also offers to you, now this is something kind of special that I've rustled up for you. And she pulls out what looks to be a full helmet, but the front is stylized to look like a ballroom mask. It has like the diamonds around the eyes and like the painted on lips on the front.
Oh, that is so much cooler than what I was going to suggest. Yes.
Well, if there's something else that you would like.
No, this is so much better. I love it. And has she left little horn holes?
Oh, yes. Yeah, they have been. You've heard it like drilling away in the background, like, she'll have a drill. Sure. She drills these holes in.
In a universe where people have horns and you sell hats, yeah, you need a drill.
Yeah. So, yes, your horns are able to get through.
Hang on. That was definitely Rebecca's reaction. What's Harmony's reaction?
You make a solid point. That is... that'll do nicely, thank you.
You know, the
Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. You are lovely. This is all just a bit... There's been a lot of new things in the last couple of days.
It's her first ball.
Oh, Sugar, I'm sorry, but
In so many ways.
I'm just glad that you're happy. So, payment, as I mentioned earlier, are we looking to keep or to rent?
Keep.
I hold out all of my money and go, take it. Just take it all.
Oh, no, that's far too much. And she gives you back the remainder, which is 4 gold pieces. Don't spend it all at once. And
I would say rent, but in the interest of honesty, it may not be returned in perfect condition, so maybe buy. I have 180 gold.
Well, that sounds like more than 150, so I'll gladly take 150 gold pieces, and you can keep the 30.
Okay.
That's how money works, sugar. You know.
Yes, I was getting the handle on money, just hadn't done it. Okay, cool.
She looks around to the rest of you like, please look after your friend. And she takes the money from you.
Rebecca, is Harmony in the outfit? Are you wearing it?
No, Harmony has put off putting it on for as long as tieflingly possible.
One last thing. There's one other member of our party who has not been clothed.
I was really hoping you would do this.
See, as I said, I have 235 gold, which is...
You are very well endowed, my friend. You've already told me this.
Thank you kindly. Some of us have to make up for being lacking in certain other areas, and he wiggles his missing finger. See, I don't know if it's a universal cost per size, but as I said, I only have 235 gold, which is less than 150 times 2. Small friend, and holds out the small green rat, who also could do with some tails.
Could you tell me why you've got Granny's ratty? Because
Granny has... I'm trying to think of... I don't really know where Granny is, and I'm trying to reunite them. And also teach him something about the value of post-ironic funk music at the same time.
I mean, that's a very good cause. Okay,
Thank you.
What sort of thing are we thinking? Are we thinking like a little cane, like a little, you know?
Give the rat a cane.
I see. You see the egg?
Yeah, Swifty.
Now, I'm not marrying the rat, as that would be illegal in a number of planes. But
it would. That's correct.
Top hat, cane, and tails is what I'm going for. But I think just velvet all over.
What color? What sort of? Are we thinking green to go with the green, or do we want something to, you know, clash? I do love a clash.
Looking across at what everyone else is wearing, I've always thought that burgundy matches perfectly with green. Very complimentary.
Well, that's fine. You know what? He is so small. I will let you have that for 5 gold pieces.
Oh, no, you can keep all of the money.
No, that's far too much money. I couldn't take 235 gold pieces.
You are too kind. When we're done with this party, I will repay you in some fashion. Perhaps I could teach you the music of my people.
I would very much look forward to that.
Post-ironic funk is the music of your people?
It's a funk bulb.
No, it turned off. Ignore me.
So, who else is...
No, it didn't matter.
Are we all buying? That's my question. Are we all buying, or is anybody renting? Cool. All right. So, you all please deduct that value from your pockets.
Yeah.
Rebecca, if Harmony's still looking a bit shell-shocked, I will sort of sidle up to you and go, should we wait outside for a second? Get some fresh air?
Yes. I think I've done enough boundary stretching for one day.
All right, then. I'm wearing my outfit, obviously.
Obviously.
You look gorgeous. Amazing. The word that springs to mind is aplomb. You look wonderful.
Stands across the board. What are we all doing?
I mean, if the ball is never ending, presumably it is always a time to arrive. So we could, Harmony, however much time you need to prepare.
Don't say that, because I would like to take all the time in the world. But
I mean, if the ball's never ending.
Yeah, sadly, because
How can you be fashionably late for something which never ends?
This is the problem.
That is a great point. We should discuss philosophy for the next few hours at least.
That's on the way.
Waterdeep is sort of falling apart. We maybe should.
Potentially as well, the hells, the plane of machines, it seems bad news.
Give me 1 minute and Harmony will
How about 10?
assemble herself.
How about 10?
Why not take 10? I have a little spell I want to cast. And if Jolene doesn't mind me casting a little ritual in her shop,
Oh, you just sit on down. She brings out some cushions for you to sit on.
I would like to spend 10 minutes casting Legend Lore.
Ooh, okay.
While Heimlich is doing that, I will do a prayer of healing to make sure that we're all back up to full, because I think someone's taken a little bit of damage.
And while Heimlich and Hunk are doing that, I'd like to allow Jolene to peruse my shoe collection.
Well, these are quite something. She rustles around your coat for a good 10 minutes.
Honestly, I'd actually go so far as to say you could care for it while we're inside, as I have no need for 2 coats.
As long as you're sure.
Yes, I might take some of them with me. And
no, of course, I completely understand.
Reggie spends the remainder of the 10 minutes pulling out the shoes that Reggie would like and storing them in the new jacket, which is now swollen to an unbelievable size.
Nice. Cool. She takes your jacket and she places it delicately on a little sort of coat stand. Heimlich, what specifically are you after with Legend Lore? Anything specific that I think it's an item, object, place, or person?
So it is the item that Lady Babington uses, known as the Cadence.
Okay. Cool. And how do you go about casting? What does it look like when you cast? You got your ivory, you've got your incense.
So this is a new spell. So it's a new piece of music in my head that Heimlich has had since he leveled up, that has been creeping into his brain. So it will just be writing the notation out in the incense of this new song and then setting fire to it and then reading the smoke.
Beautiful. So, and the message just comes to you in your mind. Maybe one of your spirits kind of whispers in your ear. You hear an artifact of ancient power lingers now where the darkness is greatest. Constructed once for balance, but now consumed with deceit and manipulation. Corrupted and distorted by the deluded traveler who murdered the companion who introduced them to the plains. Souls are wrenched from the unwilling and discarded instead of stored. The gates have crashed open and the plains are being unpicked. The chaos is unending and unstable. Control is bound to the evil one. The stones about her neck hold the key. Chaos cannot be caged nor controlled, only stopped. And the message trails off like smoke.
Is it the fucking constant, Liz?
What?
Item from another game.
Could I flavour it so the smoke was making the words?
Yeah, sure.
Read that.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. So I don't have to repeat it. I'm going to have to watch the stream, write it all down.
You all get 33 hit points back. I've rolled ridiculously well.
I was going to ask, thanks.
Come again?
33 hit points back.
I only
Thank
lost
you
11.
very much.
I guess we're all back up to full. That's well, there you go. No, it's 48 plus 3, and I rolled 3 8s and a 6. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Let me mark off a 5th level.
This is the best news I have received all day.
So that, my friends, is what we are here to deal with. Ancient artifacts that have been corrupted yet are meant to maintain the balance.
That sounds better, to be honest.
And
Let's go and do that.
And there was a person who lost a friend and necklace on keys and stuff.
I wonder if the friend was Lord Prince Roland.
Could be.
I think it was said that he was in control of the cadence before.
Maybe.
Tiseli, it might be worth you taking that ring off for the foreseeable.
Tiseli's eyes went light up with the first phrase of the message.
I was wondering if it was.
Alas, my passive perception is very poor. Too busy looking at shoes.
John, just to confirm, I'll tell you, you've not heard that Prince Roland had control of the cadence before she did. She turned up with it and showed off her power.
Right. she turned up with it.
Yeah.
So we know that she has taken it from someone else. Or we can presume that.
Cecily, perhaps you should put that glorious ring back upon your finger.
No, I think Prince Roland was not. We were given that advice by Granny. It was not a good thing to be wearing.
Yeah.
I mean,
now I need another ring, and I just pick one from the counter.
Sure.
I mean,
Jolene will let that happen. That's fine.
She has enough shoes.
She does. She's very pleased about it.
I mean, sounds like there's a lot going on there that we don't know enough about yet, but I mean, we're not gonna like kick down the door, so maybe we'll get a chance to find out more information as we go.
Oh.
Yeah. I've detour.
There is one issue, which pertains to the social class of our little grouping.
Oh, yeah,
and as much as Ratty is an asset to all of us, I think even in his top hat and tails, he does not quite cut across as a noble.
Jolene, do you know any nobles?
Well, lords and ladies and all other sorts of noble people come in this store quite often. We've got Geraldine Guntherhold. We've got, let's see, Magistracia Flaquet. She's a hoot. We've got all sorts of people, really.
Are they people who are amenable to taking guests to the ball?
Well, you might have to butter them up a little bit, let them know that they're really special and, really, really make sure they're happy about how more wealthy they are than you.
We leave our money with you.
Well, all right. You can leave your money with me all you like, but I'd prefer you to have it.
I'm just thinking, I don't want them to pat me down and realize how much I'm packing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You've only got 30 gold.
80.
I also don't think that's generally how nobles behave to hired music.
I've encountered some nobles who were rather interested in
Patting you down?
the assets I could provide them.
Okay, let's put that as like plan Z.
Okay.
Now, do we want plan A to be some kind of a hoodwinking, or do we want plan A to be a genuine, hello, we're here to save your plane from the awful Lady Babington, let us into the party?
Probably shouldn't say she's awful.
Me too.
On the basis they're going to her party, one can only assume that they might like her.
Do we start a conversation that's kind of leading? So that Lady Babington, how do you feel about her? And then we can.
Sounds like a wonderful idea, Hunk.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we should just pretend to be invited and we forgot our invitation or something like that. Or that we are nobles from the Feywild.
Well, I am a noble from the place we are from. I am titled. It is a horrible title from my shitty parents, but maybe it is the one thing they have given me that might be useful. I think they bought it, dickheads. But possibly they have been around here. Maybe we can try that. If not, we are charming a group and magically as well. We can maybe gain entrance if it's a few like lower level flunkies. We could suggest that they check the clipboard and see our name. We could charm them.
Give them a ride on a unicorn.
Trouble though, if they let us in and they shouldn't have, won't they get fired?
I do not. People kind of, sneak into parties all the time. It's part of the fun.
If there's going to be a restructure of power after all this anyway, which is kind of what we're hoping for, then I'm pretty sure that flunkies will change jobs.
Blagging on the guest list, it's quite common. I don't think anyone loses their head over it.
Okay, so let's go. If we see a noble on the way, we can start asking questions. And if it don't work, Hamlet can use his name.
And we could pretend to be nobles from the Feywild. We have a good moxie.
Yeah.
So, you don't leave all of your coin with Jolene. You make your way out of Jolene's past the statue. And you can't help but notice that now outside there are a lot a lot of gargoyles. Sure, there are the medium-sized ones that you're used to seeing, but you do happen to notice one who's kind of crouched on the rooftop opposite Jolene's. They were all sort of looking in. They're unmoving at this point, but it is crouched. Its wings are unfurled, and you see not one pair of arms, but two.
Can I ask a lore question, which will probably
Sure.
require... Would Reggie be able to work out what language a gargoyle speaks? Slash,
maybe.
do they communicate?
Yeah.
Let
Terran.
me just... Yeah. Is it Terran?
Yeah.
Oh, terror. I thought you said terror. I was like,
Fear
fact,
and
the way you
surprise.
say
I'll come in
Terra.
again.
In which case...
Yeah, they're technically Earth Elementals technically speak Terran, but Hunk doesn't know that.
well, just would Reggie know they can communicate is what I'd like to check.
How often have you spoken with a gargoyle?
I think that depends.
On?
I think gargoyles are rather common in certain parts of the world, and on Reggie's extensive journeys, he would have spent time with those wealthy enough to own real gargoyles.
Make a history check for me.
Thank you. Roll this one. It's lucky. That's a 2 + 1, 3.
Nope. I'm just going
Nope.
to say it. Nope.
Okay, well, Reggie shan't do
Reggie.
that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have the thought, though. You're like, oh, what if I could speak to them? And you go through all the languages you know, hoping that there's a reaction. There isn't one.
And my intelligence is too low to think of the same thing I thought of earlier with the dogs.
You do, all of you, however, notice that the larger one has begun to sort of creakingly move. You do see the wings begin to flutter out. And I think that is where we are going to stop this episode for today. Thanks, everyone, for indulging me in the lovely shopping outing. That was so much fun. Thank
Let's
you.
face it, Liz, you indulged us.
Yes. I have been waiting for this for 4 weeks. Also, I love how Ali's chair sounded like the noise I wanted to make at the end.
I'm just looking forward to a whole spectrum of flamingo aarakocras.
Yes, that was my favourite thing, that Liz's world is going to just have an Eileen in every plane.
It's happening now. Oh no! But anyway, thank you everyone for joining us and being part of the shopping trip that was tonight's show. If you enjoyed tonight, thank you for watching. The next Tuesday show will be
Descent into the Heart-Coiled Deeps, our next Warriors of Waterdeep stream.
amazing. That will be every Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK time or 10 a.m. Pacific. We will be playing every other Monday, so we won't be next week, we'll be the week after. In the in-between weeks, Noir will be DMing Into the Sunset. So excited. On Mondays, same time, so 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. Same time on Saturdays, we have Talk Together, which is our chat show where we interview the players, DMs.
Fridays.
Fridays now.
Why have I got Saturdays written down? Sorry.
It used to be Saturdays, now it's Fridays.
Same time on Fridays, we have Talk Together, our chat show where we interview our players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of our shows available everywhere. Just search for us. I'm not going to say it again. You know what to search. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make the content that we do. They set up a fandom wiki and also a fan Discord for us. Thank you so much. It's a lot of fun. A lot of us are already on the Discord, so you can hop on and have a chat with us if you wish. Big thanks again to our sponsors Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, and Elderwood Academy, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. Don't forget, we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching. We will see you in 2 weeks. See you soon.